Whew. Make sure everything's operating. Yep. Hey everyone, welcome back to more drafts in Midnight Hunt. We're just going to get right to it. I've enjoyed this draft format. I'm not sure if it's just because it came off the tail end, it came after Adventures of the Forgotten Realms, which while I enjoyed the existence of that set, it was not a good draft format. I'm not sure if that's why I enjoy this or if it's actually like really good, but whatever the case, I enjoy it. Rite of Harmony. So while I do like picking rares, this is a card where you need to have a lot of lands and then play a lot of cheap creatures, and I'm not really down for that. Meanwhile, and like it's competing with Ominous Roost and Hound Tamer, which are both really amazing cards, I feel. So like this is a great mana sink later on while being a good creature, and this has won me games, and if it works amazingly. It makes cards like Secrets of the Key and Otherworldly Gaze actually good. Not to mention, people will pass me back Dissipate. You shouldn't. Dissipate's an amazing card, but people will give me back Dissipate on the back, which absurd, but it happens. So I'm gonna go with good old blue. That's one thing. Blue is the best color, it seems, and people aren't picking up on that, which is what's making this very easy for me, I guess. But yeah, a lot of good blue cards. I'm happy going blue. There's some decent white, and of course Hound Tamer, which I'm gonna miss. Alright. Phantom Carriage or Scab Wrangler. I think I'm gonna go with a Phantom Carriage here. Let me look at the other cards. Lunarch Veteran's pretty nice, especially with Ominous Roost. I don't want to force it too much. Phantom Carriage, like 6 mana 4/4 flyer. Sometimes that big 4/4 flyer is good enough, and then it works with Flashback and Disturb cards, like both, whether we're going with Root-Coil Creeper Flashback or whether we're going with Blue-White Disturb. It helps with both. Root-Coil Creeper is pretty good. Like, the any mana of any color is awesome, but I could be going blue-white, I could be going blue-green, I could be going blue-black as far as I know. Phantom Carriage just works good with this deck, even without any Fiends. We'll probably get a Secrets of the Key background or a Larder Zombie. I'm happy with both. But yeah, we're going blue while we still can. Alright. Yep, it's time for us to either pick a color, so either we grab Borrowed Time or Silver Bolt. I think that's really the only two. Ecstatic Awakener is not bad, but Borrowed Time's just like an absolute kill spell. We've only seen one rare and one uncommon taken, so not really too much of signals. Borrowed Time's good because it exiles creatures and gets rid of them. Silver Bolt's good because I don't have to be any specific color. Like I could be, blue-green or blue-red, and it's still a removal spell. I'm going to go with Borrowed Time, though. It's just the stronger of the two cards. Slightly cheaper. Yeah. Silver Bolt is not bad in blue because it allows you to just hold up the 3 mana very safely. So that is a consideration. But I think... yeah, I've convinced myself into Silver Bolt. How's it going? I think we're going mono... well, we're not going mono blue. I think this time we'll grab the Root-Coil Creeper. Works good. The Flashback triggers work well with Ominous Roost, and it's just like a 2 mana 2/2. It's a bear in the first place, and then it has the ability, like if we get Shadow Beast Sighting, this card is going to be huge as acting as basically 2 additional 4/4s, as well as getting one of those 4/4s out early. This is an amazing card. Eccentric Farmer is also nice, but we're going to start with the Root-Coil Creeper here. Alright. So now we need some Flashback. So Dryad's Revival looks pretty great. Silver Bolt also looks good. I'm going to go with the Dryad's Revival because it's a Flashback card that also helps us get back any good value engine, like a Phantom Carriage or something like that. Pestilent Wolf's not bad at all. Silver Bolt's also amazing. Maybe I do go Silver Bolt so I can hold up the 3 mana. Like, Blue-Green loves holding up 3 mana. Silver Bolt's great in Blue-Green. Pestilent Wolf's also just a good 2-drop. Just basically a bear when you need it. This is the stronger card, and it allows me to go into deeper late game. These are the more consistent cards. Alright. Another... Okay, so by the way, I got some cool arts recently, so this is a beautiful card, but it's just Candlegrove Witch. Defend the Celeste is pretty nice, but another Phantom Carriage just lean deep into this flashback trigger deck. Also give us a top-end finisher of just a 4/4 flyer, so we just fly over our opponents with massive creatures. That sounds like what I want to be doing. So, I'm going to confirm this Phantom Carriage. Also, it shows that this is pick 6, and we have 3 uncommons in this pick 6. Blue and green are very open, followed by black-white. So, like, these are monocolored cards that are still around in pack 6. There had to be some insane commons for that to happen. What? This card wins games. And black is a good color. How are you still here? I'm putting you on the sideboard in case black is open. Like, I'll be blue-black. I'm happy to be blue-black. Here, Eccentric Farmer is just a good 3-drop. Drowned Amalgam, it just doesn't always... It's just like a big body that doesn't really justify its... how much it costs, how much you have to expend into it. It's usually just, like, used to stop Fiends on the ground. And if I'm going to stop Fiends, I'd rather stop them in the air. So, and this one also, like, I could swing in with this and not get blocked without having to pay 3 mana for it. So, and Eccentric Farmer is great. That's, really, I just need to see Eccentric Farmer is great, and that justifies it. Alright. Secrets of the Key, Otherworldly Gaze. Otherworldly Gaze does help set me up. Secrets of the Key allows me to go into super late game territory. And it's something that I could just throw out with Phantom Carriage and not be concerned. It is very expensive, but allows... Yeah, I'm going to go with Secrets of the Key first. No, I'm going to Otherworldly Gaze. I'm going to see if I can actually make this deck work. And the reason I did that is because we have a Secrets of the Key coming right behind it. Alright. Well, we're going to see if this deck is a secret bomb. Bat Whisper in case black ends up being open. Tapping at the Window, I'll grab, but I don't think we're going to be playing. It's sorcery speed, it is a flashback card, but that's really the advantage of it. Alright. Catilda Dawnheart Prime. So this is great if we were green-white humans, which was kind of offered to us, but not really here. Ew. So, Lunarch Veteran says... So, okay, so first of all, the uncommons and rares. Not playable for us. Not very good. Underperforms every time I've tried it. Not in our colors. It's a good card if you can get the colors for Catilda, but if I'm going to do that, first I'm going to pick the Lunarch Veteran to try to just go blue-white with Disturb. Which, by the way, we did not see any Disturb cards, so I have a feeling blue-white Disturb is already being grabbed at. Timberland Guide's just good as a 2-drop 2/2. But then there's, like, not really any other creatures that are going to be showing up. I might end up having to pick the Lunarch Veteran afterwards anyways. Well, actually, no, that's the only way. If Lunarch Veteran comes back around, that's a huge signal. Yeah, we're just going to go to the Timberland Guide. This is a bad pack for us. Alright, Covetous Castaway. Beautiful. Mills cards to get our flashback, and any good cards we get milling, we can bring them back with Ghostly Castigator, which is also a 3/4 flyer off of Phantom Carriage. We have big flying threats to the point where Ominous Roost may be unnecessary entirely. Hopefully we get the Timberland Guide back. That is unlikely, in which case we grab also Midnight Ambush, Jadar. All good if we end up going black, but I just... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. I'm also considering blue-black as a possibility. Because we do have the Dreadhound, and if we got Olivia's, that would be powerful. But I think Covetous Castaway is good either way. And we can move on from there. Alright. We might end up going blue-black in the future as we continue this draft, but I'm not going to commit to it just yet. Churn the Earth is another flashback card. It does gain us life. It does counter a lot of their flashback triggers. It does throw lands back at their library, which could suck for them. But I think this is going to rotate around, and Falcon Abomination is not, and we need creatures. Falcon Abomination is a great creature. Another flyer on the top end, and it adds a little zombie token should we find some value for it. Churn the Earth is actually a card that people rotate around, because not every deck wants it. It just so happens our deck is one of those decks. Join the Dance, if I end up splashing that white. I think I want either Howl of the Hunt or just Tireless Hauler as another big body. Startle could be a little card draw, a little token generation. My creatures don't really want to be going in. Like, I mean, I guess they do. I'll pick the Startle. I could see times where I'm not playing Tireless Hauler. I think Startle is always, like, a card that I could find a spot for. Alright. So do I want to go Dryad's Revival and just keep going into hyper late game? Do I pick the Otherworldly Gaze and just commit to this? I don't think I need to commit to Ominous Roost. We have the 2 Phantom Carriages already. So I think... Yeah, so it's either Dryad's Revival or Otherworldly Gaze. And it's just a question of which one fits our deck better. Because we already have a ton of late game with the Phantom Carriages and the Ominous Roost. And, you know, a Dryad's Revival already. It's just a question of, does Otherworldly Gaze even fit in this deck? I'm going to say if it fits in any deck, it fits in this one. There's already 2 Secrets of the Keys. There's already a Tapping at the Window. There's value for it all. Flip the Switch is a great 3-drop. Outland Liberator is a better 2-drop. I think it's just too good of a 2-drop for me to pass this up. Lunar Veteran is pretty nice, but I think, yeah, we go with the Outland Liberator here. I really want a Shadow Beast sighting. I really want just... Rise of the Ants is actually... So, Rise of the Ants is like Shadow Beast sighting on steroids. It is bigger, stronger, gains you more life, gains you life in the first place. Like, Rise of the Ants is like Shadow Beast sighting, except better. I just didn't expect I'd get it because it's uncommon. Green is wide open, so we're going green no matter what. At this point, it might be green-black, honestly. I could Dawnheart Rejuvenator to make the black splash safer, or I could Diagraph Rebirth. Like, what am I even rebirthing? Can't rebirth Rise of the Ants. It is a flashback card for, but can rebirth. Okay, we're gonna slide that as a sideboard to just see. Should the day ever come. This is a slower deck. I think this is a deck where Drowned Amalgam can actually work. I might want the Rotten Reunion if we splash black, but I think that's not really our agenda right now. Timberland Guide. Hey, we actually got a 2-drop. That's good. And like I said, we'd get the Turn of the Earth back. I think I'm going to commit to this blue-green still. Well, if our green-black is just not there. So we have a ton of flashback stuff. Faneblade Breakin also signals that red was open, but I think our colors are pretty set. Curse of Leech is pretty nice. Love Me Then Dissipates. Love Me Then Dissipates. You know, this is a deck where Devious Cover-Up could actually work, I think. We're going to just pick what cards we can get, but this is a deck where Devious Cover-Up could actually work. Revenge of the Ground's just a great 4-drop card. We have 0 4-drops? That could be an issue. We have no Organ Hoarders, no Shadow Beast Sightings. Like, we want to pick every good 4... Never mind, we want to pick Slogurk. Slogurk the Overslime is an insane... Like, Eccentric Farmer's gonna mill, Otherworldly Gaze is gonna mill, Catalytic's Castaway's gonna mill, and otherwise it's just a 3-mana 3/3 Trampler. Like, I'd love the Shadow Beast sighting, but this is Slogurk the Overslime. This is a bomb. This is an absolute bomb. Oof. Ugh. I'm gonna sideboard this foul play, see, again, if I end up splashing the black. My chances of splashy black are extremely low, but, like, with our colors drying up, it might be good to do it, to, like, have the cards for it. Yep, I think that's a play, because we're just not getting cards. Another Eccentric Farmer. With the Slogurk, I put that over Scab Wrangler. So, yeah, let's go with the Eccentric. Devious Cover-Up or Burdenmire? This is not a deck that needs Burdenmire. Devious Cover-Up, we don't have any 4-drops. We're holding up Revenge of the Drowned anyways. And this is actually a deck where Devious can be good. Alright. Baithook Angler, always happy to see. This is actually our only Disturb card, or one of 2 Disturb cards, which is sad, but also fine. Another Broodweaver, more 4-drops. Make it so we can actually get our curve. Yeah, no way we're splashing. I'll pick the Drowned Amalgam in case we go super late, but chances are we're not. The Shadow Beast sighting made it back around. Oh, man. Yeah, so we have too many playables, and we have to start figuring out what's game pulled. Alright. Yeah, these aren't game played, so we just pick the one we just like visually, because that's all it is, really. Alright. And the last card is Shady Traveler. We'll do Shady. Alright. We have 9 cards to remove. That's a lot of cards. So let's just look at what our card draw is. So, our card draw is Secrets of the Key. Otherworldly Gaze sets us up. Eccentric Farmer I am counting as card draw. Startle is cycling. Recoil cycles. Yeah, we don't have much card draw. Unless you count the Phantom Carriages. We are going 17 lands because we have Rise of the Ants, Phantom Carriage. We have cards to get those lands for. Between Drownyard Amalgam and Tireless Hauler, we might be a deck that would rather have the Drownyard because of all of the flashback cards. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's count the cards that like me in the graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's going. That one we're just removing. 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 cards we like in our graveyard. We can go super late game if we want, with Drade's Revival and such. If we do, I think let's see, what cards should we remove then? Ominous Roost is pretty nice because it is just an additional flyer, but I'm not sure if it's necessary. I do like my Dissipates. I do like all my 2-drops that I have. It's the Otherworldly Gaze or the Secrets of the Key. One of those definitely is game pulled. I think some of our 5-drops game pulled, whether it's the Tireless Hauler or the Drownyard Amalgam. So it's a 4/5 Vigilance or a 3/6. Which one's better to be holding up? A guaranteed 3/6 or a sometimes 6/6. I think we'll go one of each. Like, we do have 11 cards we want milled. I just don't know if that's how we want to mill them. I like Devious Cover-Up, but I think it might just not make it between Revenge of the Drowned, Broodweaver, and Shadow Beast. A-Bomb is a great 3-drop, but doesn't really fit in this deck. And if we need to cut 3-drops, I think it's A-Bomb first, then Ominous Roost. Dryad's Revival, maybe having 2 is too many. That's my guess. That 2 is probably too many. We do need to get rid of 6 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have good amount of 2-drops. I do like the Churn the Earth. It deals with their graveyard synergies, gains us life, and works with our synergies. So I do like the Churn the Earth. I think, yeah, with that, we'll actually knock out a Dryad's Revival and an Otherworldly Gaze. Alright. The Startle, we don't have much support for. Alright, 43 cards. Maybe we knock out a Phantom Carriage, say that all this value doesn't need more than 1 late game bomb, and we already have Rise of the Ants as another bomb. Yeah, I think so. Slogart can allow us to actually go hyper aggressive sometimes. 1 Secrets of the Key goes down. We just need to figure out what the last cards. Is Secrets really playable? In a deck this slow, probably. It is our card draw, so if we get rid of it, we don't have card. We have so many graveyard stuff. You're right. Let's get rid of the Secrets of the Key. Thank you, Ace Law. Thank you. So that does bring us to 40 cards. I'm just wondering if this is what we want. 13 creatures, 10 non-creatures. We do have... okay, so let's see how many cards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 cards that want to be in the grave, and 1, 2... I'm just trying to figure out 3, 4, 5, 6 cards to put them in there. This sealed. Thank you very much for coming by, but today I want to do some Magic the Gathering. I will do Rogue Legacy 2 runs on another day. Thank you so much for stopping by, but today will just be Magic the Gathering. Thank you for coming by. Sorry that it's not going to be for today. Have a nice day if you need to leave. If so, otherwise, I'm sticking around. Oof. So yeah, I like the Silverbolt. Like, maybe we can cut a Timberland Guide to add more of the graveyard synergy, but I think this is fine. I'd rather have a 2-drop, a 2/2, than the Otherworldly Gaze when we don't have it. You know, let's get a second Drownyard Amalgam. So we have 1, 2, so we have this late game. Yep. Because the second Drownyard Amalgam gives us more ways to mill these good cards. We have the Dryad's Revival and the Turn the Earth to help bring back any card we really want to keep protected, like Slogurk. And we have the Ominous Roost, so... Ominous Simic. It's so hard to find decent content on it, so I just got here from YouTube. Thank you very much for coming by. Hopefully there's still YouTube videos coming out and such. You can also... I know people don't like Twitch, but the videos are all on Twitch already, so if you want to just hop on Twitch, check my recent speedrun and stuff, that's good. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Hope for the best. Hope you find what you need to, Dsealed. I'm assuming that's how I pronounce the name, but yeah. Alright, I think this is our deck. We'll definitely play with it a little bit, but this is a deck that little changes here and there are going to make a major impact. Like my Dissipate, like my Devious Cover-Up. The Devious Cover-Up I probably need to pull. If there's one thing I need to pull, it's the Devious Cover-Up. But we're going to see how it feels. Alright. Dreamin' Axe. Okay, we go first. We have a Silverbolt. We have a very slow hand, but starts with a kill spell, and it ends with a Shadow Beast sighting. So, I'm going to take it. We have a lot of 2-drops and a lot of other creatures of, like, naturally large sizes. So, I should be fine. Hey, another... I see you are a person of culture. Beautiful. Timberland Guide. I'm going to hold up the Dissipate and the Silverbolt. And I'm going to let them attack and land 2 damage on me before I Silverbolt. Or I could Silverbolt, encourage them to play a 3-drop into Shadow Beast sighting. I think if Shadow Beast sighting gets countered, it's generally fine. Oof. But they're holding up 4 mana, which makes the Shadow Beast hard to play. Alright. We found a sacrifice. Oh, man. Oh, that was like... That was the perfect mill, I feel. Double Ghast? Yep. Expected as much. Alright. So if they try to exile, we can throw their 2-drop back in their deck and our Silverbolt back in. Gain ourselves some health. Alright. I'm gonna, yeah, just play my Shadow Beast sign, get myself a big enough creature to deal with the Augur of Autumn. Alright, so next turn we have 6 for Phantom Carriage, 7 for Shadow Beast sighting, and then probably 8 for Rise of the Ants. So we're doing great right now. We definitely went very slow, but so did our opponent. I probably could have attacked with Eccentric Farmer through the Argo of Artem, but this plays around the Drown card, whatever the 4-mana card is. I want to say Drown Lock, but that's not it. Burly Breaker. That's a scary one. Alright. Fortunately, I will be playing a card every turn, so that Burly Breaker will not be gained through. That being said, the Augur of Autumn needs to go. Alright. Well, we Phantom Carriage. And which one do I want to put in my grave? Covetous Castaway gives us another big creature. There's nothing I really want on Dryad's Revival right now. So yeah, I'm going to get myself a Ghostly Castigator and get myself even more late game shenanigans. If they tackle the Burly Breaker, I will double block with the 2 on the ground to try to force him to... No, I could triple block, make sure it dies. They don't have white for the... Yeah, they don't have white for the... I can't think of the effect. Flare of Faith. Flare of Faith. They don't have white for Flare of Faith, which is a positive for me. Oof. The Churn of the Earth is not getting its work right now, but this is also... They also haven't thrown anything in the graveyard yet. Next I could Covetous and Bait Hook, get myself a good air game. Okay. Well, they can't attack. We know that for sure. Alright. That's really good for them because now they have Coven. Yeah, if they attack with Burly Breaker, I'm 100% happy. Alright. Well, they are out of cards, but with all the lands we drew, we're basically out of cards as well. Alright. So, I like playing the 3-4 plus the Bait Hook Angler. I mean, I'm definitely playing this 3-4. It's the question of, do I play the Bait Hook Angler? I'm definitely putting the Fan Carriage back. I like the Silverbolt back as well. Alternatively, I can Otherworldly Gaze. Get myself more cards in my grave. No, I think I need to start actually playing them. Make myself a threat that's hard to address. Next turn I get a Rise of the Ants. And the turn after, we Otherworldly Gaze for some actual solutions. We just figure it all out. Alright. Yep. Okay, I can shuffle their Evolving Wilds back into their deck. Which, yeah. The Evolving Wilds is a card they don't want to draw. Okay. Suddenly they have Flare of Faith. Alright. Yeah, the Augur of Autumn does cause a lot of wrinkles in my plan. Just having that... Like, so in case anyone's wondering, this card, as long as they can play lands from the top of the library, as long as they have Coven, they also play creatures. So they have a lot of resources that aren't obvious. Alright. Let's see. I mean, this is the obvious trade, but so obvious that there has to be a trap. This is so obvious that there has to be a trap. Is that even a problem, though, if they have a trap? This plays around Startle. I'll take 3 damage. Yeah, +1 to the whole team. That's exactly what I was thinking of. It's still very bad, but we still kill them. I don't really care about the Harvest Hide. I want to make sure the Burly Breaker's gone. I want to make sure the Nimbleguest is gone. They can Flare of Faith, gain a triple kill with Burly Breaker, but then I have Rise of the Ants, and I'm not exactly in a bad position anymore. I'm still not in a bad position. They only have 2 cards in hand. I have all this Bomb of the Grave. What is Flare of Faith? Flare of Faith is a 2-mana spell, costs a white and 1, that gives a creature +2/+2, or if it's a human, which Burly Breaker is, it gets +3/+3 and indestructible. So it would blow me out, basically being a 3-for-1 here. And I'd also take 3 like, it would blow me out. But I needed to play into it to try to kill the Burly, because this Burly Breaker needs to die. This Burly Breaker needs to die. And the fact that they haven't played it yet tells me it's not Flare of Faith, because it would be obvious if they used Flare of Faith. Yeah, never seen that card. Makes sense, because it's not a standard card. It's a limited powerhouse. And the fact that they splashed in... The thing is, they've only splashed in white, as far as I can tell. Maybe it's... Yeah, no, it's... They did not splash in green. They splashed in white. And I don't think you splash in just Flare of Faith. Alright, Defend the Celestis was the card. Alright. So that was their plan. Got it. Got it. Alright. Well, I'll start with a Rise of the Ants. Well, that still blew me out, effectively, with Nebelgast. The card that I need is back in my deck, so I'm going to put a stop on my upkeep, so that next turn I will Overworldly Gaze to try to get to my 4/4 flyer. But yeah, now the Nebelgast is a threat. Thank you, Defend the Celestis. Also, their Augur of Autumn is still triggering, which is very bad for me. I will be blocking the Harvesthide Sentry. If they attack, they do not. They do not have a combat trick. Not anymore. Oh! These are powerful, terrifying cards. Drowning Amalgam does not help me here. Ominous Roost. It gets me a 1/1 flyer, and then it's gone. That was not a comforting draw. Alright, 6, 9 up to play Shadow Beast Sighting. Well, Tolvar's Huntmaster is an amazing bomb. I do have a kill for it, but I didn't draw it in time. Rootwell Creeper can get back my Rise of the Ants, but this Nebelgast is going to be blowing me out right now. I'll probably be playing Churn the Earth just to get myself into a better position, just to gain myself life, because they have lethal if they try for it. Ugh. Yeah, if they swing with all, they have lethal. I have to Churn the Earth defensively, which doesn't feel good. And yeah, I have 2 counter spells in this deck. I mean, look, I played an Otherworldly Gaze to hit 3 lands. That's not a good theme. I think that's just variance. All right, well. Let's see. And I take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I can't do that. Take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I survive at very little health, but I survive. Alright, we're throwing back their Evolving Wilds. And yeah, I think I throw back their Timberland Guide because it's not a good card for them. And my graveyard, I'll throw back the Ominous Roost. Alright, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Play it again. And the Drowning Amalgam doesn't help us enough, so we're just going to submit 0, gain 2 life. Alright, well, Churn the Earth did not perform. Otherworldly Gaze basically did. So I'm going to switch out the Churn the Earth for another Otherworldly Gaze, I think. Because I could play Otherworldly Gaze at any time, Churn the Earth I can't. And that is a big difference. We drew 10 lands. Technically 13 if you count the islands. Alright. Well, I definitely like pull out the Churn the Earth, put in another Otherworldly Gaze. The Nebelgas blowout did hit me hard, but I really think just having Churn the Earth stuck in my hand while I drew lands was really my death knell. So I need to take care of that now. Alright. Got Churn the Earth. Devious Cover-Up would not have been bad there. Do I want the Falcon Abomination as another... You know what? I think I want to trade out the Johnny Erd Amalgam for another Phantom Carriage. Just having that flyer is so huge, and it basically has the same effect of milling, but in a better form. Alright. I think this is how we want to do it. Just those little changes. Remove a Johnny Erd Amalgam, remove the Churn the Earth, put in another Otherworldly Gaze, and another Phantom Carriage. We put in the cards that perform. Alright. 13 creatures, 10 non-creatures, 17 lands. And yes, this is a deck that wants 17 lands. Like, you saw, I actually was able to use my mana pretty consistently. So, I want to make sure I get the mana consistently. Nayuyama. Alright. So we have an Otherworldly Gaze to start us off. We have another Otherworldly Gaze if we don't draw what we need. And we then have the Eccentric Farmer. Like, so when we get mill our lands, we get our lands back, which is beautiful. Yeah, this Otherworldly Gaze is perfectly fine in this deck. So I'll mill lands, and I want to get a 2-drop on top of my deck. Yep, we're milling all 3. Alright. What are you doing? I'm playing some Magic the Gathering Arena. So I'm just trying to... Yeah, I'm going to play this Otherworldly Gaze in my graveyard. I'm basically setting up my deck for what I want to draw. Alright. Alright. Got it. I think this is how I want to do it. I want to draw the Ominous Roost first. There we are. So now I get to play Ominous Roost, which makes it so that when I play these cards in my grave later, I get 1/1 birds. These birds are going to be my win condition. Next turn I get a Eccentric Farmer, pull back a land. I get a Forest, worst case, get a Island, best case, play Otherworldly Gaze, and keep moving forward. Alright. There's the island. There we go. And now we have an Otherworldly Gaze ready. The bird cannot block except in the air, so we just attack in. Next turn I Otherworldly Gaze, make sure to hit a land, so I can play Covetous Ghostly Castigator, get a 3/4 flyer and a 1/1 flyer. So that's going to be a great positive. They do have Coven, but it's pretty expensive. Alright, I want to hit a land. I think, yeah, I throw away... Do I throw away any of these? So I could play Island. Covetous Castaway, get Slogurk. Yeah, I don't... I'm going to throw away the Devious Cover-Up. Slogurk is a good card in my deck, so I don't want to exactly put it into my library. Well, actually, here. I'm going to play Covetous Castaway, which is going to give me throw cards from my grave back into my deck. So I just decide what are the 3 best cards. Slogurk's great. Phantom Carriage is great. And yeah, we'll put the Devious Cover-Up back in as well. There we are. Next turn, I could Root Coil Creeper and hold up the Otherworldly Gaze. Actually, hold up. I'm going to put a stop on my upkeep. I could Otherworldly Gaze on my upkeep, making sure I draw a land so I could Shadow Beast Sighting. I think that's better. And because of that, I'm going to let their Shadow Beast through. Congratulations, you dealt 4 damage to me. I'm going to be dealing much more in return. Yep. And I would have gotten blown out if I blocked anyways. So, wow. They're still blowing me out. Yeah, that is quite the blowout. But I have cards that can deal with that. Alright. I'm going to start with this. Give myself another flyer. Alright. I want the land. The Silverbolt doesn't work right now. The Slogurk I can put in my grave so I can pull it back with Dryad's Revival later. I like that. Alright, bring it to main. Shadow Beast Sighting isn't the best here, but it's good enough. Alright. These two get through. We continue our pressure here. Unfortunately, we cannot block that 5/5 because the Dawnheart Mentor's Coven is preventing it. We have to basically kill the 1/1 first. We have to stop their Coven triggers before I can kill the 5/5. Alright. So that is an issue. We definitely want more kill spells, but, you know, any land... If I block... If I double block, I force them to spend their 6 mana on Coven. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would force them to spend their 6 mana on Coven. I could then Root Coil... I could Dryad's Revival, Slogurk. Or I can Root Coil... Dryad's... Yeah, I can Root Coil... It does slow them down, and they have a lot of things they could be doing. It's a tough call. Oh my gosh, why is this card keep showing up? So in case you're wondering, this card is absolutely insane. So, seeing that multiple times really sucks. Oh, wait. So I could Dryad's Revival, Silverbolt, and cast it. Yeah, Silverbolt cast, kill the Tolvar Huntmaster. And we're just killing it now. We're not waiting. So next turn, we slow them down. If we draw another land, we can Rise of the Ants. We're not finding an opportunity for this Root Coil creature, which is bad. The Ominous Roost is acting as a win condition. That is good. Alright. 5. I think I just lost. So let's see. If I block here, I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so I have to block... If I block here, they... 1, 2, 3. I survive at 1 health. Yep, Dawnheart Mentor is acting as their win condition, and I couldn't get around it. Yep. We survive with a little health remaining, but we're in a very bad spot, and it's only getting worse thanks to Dawnheart Mentor. Have to Rise of the Ants. Again, these birds cannot block. They can only block creatures with flying, which none of these are. They just swing in again, and that's lethal. Unfortunate. And they draw the Revenge of the Drowned, which I could not. But they can't... Oh, it doesn't matter. I was going to say, now they can't buff with Dawnheart Mentor. Doesn't matter. They have all the damage they need. So yeah, I'm just not going fast enough, even though... Like... I mean, I guess I got a slow start, but I don't think it was that slow. I need to relook at my deck, because I just keep getting tempoed out. Do I just not have removal? I mean, I guess I only have the silver... Yeah, I got no dual for dominances. I got no removal. Yeah. That's my issue. Let me go check, see if I have any removal I can bring in. I think the Startle is necessary. Which means knock out the Phantom Carriage once more. Yeah, I think the Startle is necessary, just as a little more. The Devious Cover-Up needs the Falcon Abomination. Okay, yeah, we just need lower curve, stronger early game, because we are just getting wrecked right now. You always want to go at least 3 wins, and we are currently 0-2. Ugh. Alright. Well, we have Otherworldly Gaze. We have a Startle or another Otherworldly Gaze. We have Eccentric Farmer. If we draw a 2-drop, we're good. Which, also I should note that I had the opportunity to Otherworldly Gaze into just any 2-drop. I have 6 of them, and I did not get them in time. Alright. I really like the turn 3 Slogurk. I think I throw away the Dissipate. Yeah, because I can turn 3 Slogurk, then turn 4 Eccentric Farmer, and, like, Slogurk gets some good value. Timberland Guide on turn 2. Dryad's Revival if I ever need the Dissipate again. Let's get Timberland Guide top. Yeah, Otherworldly Gaze is definitely proving itself worth some time. It is very much a card that is... Like, not every deck wants it, but I think enough decks want it. I've been convinced. Alright. That Harvest Heights Sentry gets 1 attack in. So they have to have Moongrazer Slash. Or they have to start doing some real sacrifices to kill this Slogurk. Alright. We just need to hit 1 land. There it is. Might have to trade with the Shadow Beast, unfortunately. I do want to make sure the tempo doesn't get out of hand. But I also want to use the Startle if I can. I'm going to let it through. Slogurk's only going to get bigger from here on out. And... Like, I could Startle next turn. I could Dryad's Revival. The Ominous Roost or something of that nature. I'm going to start with the Covetous Castaway, because this can block and make Slogurk bigger. Yeah, I like that. I have a Startle ready, in case they have some sort of combat trick. I have the Otherworldly Gaze ready. I have options. I will block with the Bounding Wolf on its Eccentric Farmer on the Bounding Wolf, then shrink the Bounding Wolf, I think. Is my plan. The attack with just the 4/4, I block with Covetous, Slogurk becomes bigger. Attack with either of these 3-drops, I block with Eccentric Farmer, and then I Startle, and my Eccentric stays around. Is the plan. We'll see if they have anything to say about it. So now we mill 3 cards. If it lands in there. Yep, 2 lands. Slogurk gets even bigger. Awesome. Ardent Elementalist brings back nothing. Oh, Shadow... Do they have a Shadow Beast in their grave? Huh, I didn't even notice. Alright. First things first, we attack with our big 6/6. Three, 4, 5. We have 6 mana. So I can Dryad's Revival up the Dissipate if I really want to. Otherwise, I can Broodweaver to threaten a block on the Beast. Oh yeah, of course they have it. They have that Beast. So I think I Broodweaver to threaten a block on the Beast and have Otherworldly Gaze available to myself. Next turn I have Covetous, Castaway, other options. I can now return Slogurk to my hand if they have a combat trick, and it will give me a bunch of lands in the process. But I'd rather just have the 6/6 on the field right now, of course. Alright, so they get attacked with Harvest Hide. The attack with the Beast, I'm okay double block. I'm happy to double block. Land gets removed. Otherworld... Yeah, we're just dumping this. Now we have another Otherworldly Gaze. Alright. I think I actually... Okay, so I have 8 cards, or 8 mana. I could attack with Slogurk. I could then Otherworldly Gaze and Revenge of the Drowned if it doesn't work out. Blocks with everything. Cool. I'm gonna actually put the Shaman in between. Otherworldly Gaze. I'm happy drawing the Recoil Creeper. And we Revenge of the Drowned one of the Beasts. There we are. Now we survive that, and we have... So they need to get 2 more creatures for Coven on Harvest Hide, and then I just have a reach creature, a big 8/8 Slogurk that even if they have a kill spell for, yep, Slogurk did the job. Slogurk finished the game where I need it to, which is good. It needs to finish 2 games for this to be an okay draft. Alright. Whew. Okay. Whew. Staying calm, staying collected, doing the job I can. Whew. Tyler's 73. Alright. Well, we have a Liberator. The question is, do I want to start... Oh, I want to start with Recoil Creeper. Add mana to play both of them next turn. Alright. Or I could use that to play a Centric Farmer. They're holding up Olivia's Midnight Ambush, it's my guess. It's not... It's a bigger threat than Timberland Guide, but it's not a big enough threat to... Like, this stops them from holding up 3 mana, do nothing this turn, which is really what I want. Yep, forces a kill spell. I am happy with that. Alright. Play the Eccentric Farmer. Awesome. Drew a land at the very end. Just gave me some tension first. I could... If they don't kill my Eccentric Farmer, I could turn it into a 3/4 Timberland... Sorry. I could turn this into a 3/4 Timberland Guide, so it could attack through the Larder Zombie. And then I have resources elsewhere. I want to get rid of that, but I don't think it's worth Silver Bolting when I have an opportunity to apply pressure. And, like, a lot of pressure. They only have 1 mana, so... Gonna be good pressure. Alright, so they run renewing my Otherworldly Gaze. Perfectly fine. Yeah, if they choose to play nothing this turn, to turn day to night, I will play a land. Silverbolt. It will play around Flip the Switch, and it will possibly flip the Suspicious Stowaway back. They threw away their own Phantom Carriage. Yep. Alright. So I'm going to play the Silverbolt. Do you have the flip the switch? Nope. Yeah. Just get rid of it now. Because, yeah, this card will become more and more card advantage. I just want to get rid of it ASAP. They use the kill spell. Alright, that's fine. I didn't have any big scary creatures in there yet. So they remove, yeah, exactly. All the cards they really want to remove are already gone. So I could, okay. So Phantom Carriage, I would like eventually. But this turn I get Ominous Roost Shadow Beast Sighting. Turn it to Day in case they have any other werewolves. And apply enough pressure. They do get a Rotten Reunion, the Shadow Beast Sighting. But then, like, I have Root Coil Creeper to respond to that. I also have that 4/4. I also then get to Phantom Carriage to pull out my... ants. My Revenge of the Ants. Okay. I'm going to start by attacking with a 4/4. This does give them the opportunity to, of course, use Ron Reunion to kill my Shadow Beast, but I think this is worth the while. I will kill their Diregraph Horde first, so that the ants can get through. Alright. I think with this situation, I probably just play the Shadow Beast Sighting. It plays better around counter spells. It gives me another... I didn't attack with the bird. That was my fault. Yeah, these birds have nothing to do but attack. Yep, so now they have to Ron Reunion a card that's not the flashback. They thought I could flash it. So this was their misunderstanding. They thought they could flash back and then get a card. So they thought they could flash it back and, like, I could pay the flashback cost and then they could exile it, but that's not how the system works. Alright. So we're starting by attacking. We're pulling those two back. Alright, cool. I'm killing the... Yeah, I'm killing the Diregraph Horde. That way my Rise of the Ants can get through. Very smart on their part. Very resourceful. But they're getting low on health. I could Phantom Carriage. It is riskier, but... it threatens near lethal in the air. And I already have 19 health. Do you have the counterspell? No. So cool thing is, I can actually put in the bait hook. Ooh, yes, yes. I like that. So I can put in either the bait hook 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I like this. So I'm going to put the bait hook angler in my grave. And I'm going to use Root Coil Keeper to cast it immediately. The Ominous Roost triggers, giving me a 1/1 bird. I now have 8 damage in the air. Plus all my threats on the ground. They need like a board sweeper. Which the only one I can think of is Meat Hook Massacre, which will sweep their board as well. The attack with Diregraph Horde, I will take 3. Ah, getting rid of all the tokens. That does buy them 1 churn, but only 1 churn. Oh. 2, 3, 4. Alright. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. Yep, double block there. At this point, I'm going to kill the larder zombie. I want to kill their ability to tap Fiends and get card advantage. Yep, force them to start using it now. Alright, so they like what's on top. And I can always use Root Coil Creeper's ability to get myself a Shadow Beast sighting if I need it. Alright. Yep. I mean, so here's the thing. They need some pump spells to make sure this actually kills. And my birds are doing the job anyways, so I'm just going to block everything. Then I'm going to exile this, get myself a Shadow Beast sighting again. Just to make sure I always have enough pressure. And this time, Ominous Roost did the job. Good job, Ominous Roost. Ominous Roost. Which is funny, because with Rise of the Ants, I'm actually going back to 10 health effectively. Why are they flashing back? Oh, the Bloodline cooling. Nice. Well, now I flash this back. Get myself another bird, so I threaten lethal in the air again. So they got themselves another turn. They keep buying themselves one additional turn. It's really good on their part, but they only have so many resources. That doesn't deal with the problem in the air. They still have to deal with something in the air, or they just lost. Alright. Those are some good cards to have as their final cards. But yeah, this, again, gives them one additional turn. But that additional turn... Like, they had to play 2 cards to give themselves one additional turn. But it was just one turn. They did not find what they needed. And the Hukant Drifter does its job. Man, getting a 1-mana 1/2 off of the Phantom Carriage being the correct play is just... That feels good. Alright. One more win, everyone. One more win and I break even. Alright. We go first. We have Ominous Roost. We have lands. I don't like mulliganing in Limited. But yeah, Otherworldly Gaze in this position is actually a great card, especially when you have so many cards in the grave that support it. So, I've been really liking it. I will startle for card draw if I feel the need to. I do not feel the need to. Alright. Next turn I get a hold up 4 mana. Either Startle or Revenge on the Drowned, depending on what I feel like. Or I could just block their Outlaw and attack him with my bird. Alright. Attack him with the bird. I have both Revenge and Startle held up. It looks like a counterspell. Ah. Nice. If they kill me with Triskaidekaphile, I am impressed. Then I am impressed. I am willing to not make it to 3 wins because I died to Triskaidekaphile. Alright. I will be revenging the Shade Traveler if they do no other plays. It's expensive. It's going to the bottom of their library. It means they can't menace through me. Gives me a 2/2 zombie. All that's Good stuff. Alright. You holding me up. Let's see what else you got. Nothing? Okay. Got my Covetous Castaway set up. That's sick. I get to put the Revenge of the Drowned back in my deck. If they don't have Rotten Reunion or something. They put that on the top of their deck. I feel that's a bad decision. Alright, so they defenestrate that. Oof. So I can put the Amalgam and my Revenge of the Drowned back in the deck. It will also apply 4 damage in the air, thanks to the Covetous Castaway. Or I can just Phantom Carriage, get a 4/4, and still get that huge threat in the air. I think I like the Carriage, because it also allows me to put a card in my grave. Anything in my grave that's worth Dryad's Revival? Nope. Alright. I'm going to grab the Baithook Angler, because it's another creature that I can just pull out, flashback, and gets my Ominous Roost triggering. Alright, so they have a lot of card draw. So they are the late game deck. Like, tenfold. They love the late game. Alright, the problem is they're not leaving mana open, so I gotta just start playing creatures. And they don't really have... They have to have like a Meat Hook Massacre or something like that. I'm putting the Revenge of the Drowned. And... No, I don't even want to draw the Drownyard Amalgam. I'm just putting the Revenge of the Drowned back. That's it. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage in the air. Unless they have Meat Hook Massacre. Like, I feel like if it's not Meat Hook Massacre, we're just gonna slaughter them in the air. If they attack, I'd probably just take it. Like, I'm just gonna end my turn next turn, I think. I might even let it transform tonight. Alright. So they get their Clue token. Are they leaving up mana to hold up a counterspell of some sort? Or are they just going to tap out again? Because as long as they're tapping out, just Cadecophile isn't a solution. Curse of Surveillance isn't a good card. Like, all their cards fall apart when they just keep tapping out. Alright. Like, they have a fine deck. I just feel like they're playing it pretty poorly. I actively don't want to let their Baithook Angler create a creature. Alright. I get a Rise of the Ants and still hold up a Startle. Or I can Shadow Beast Sighting, get myself another 1/1. I want Rise of the Ants. It gains me life. Alright. So they're drawing, trying to find an out. Which, it literally... Meat Hook Massacre isn't even enough anymore, I don't think. Alright. Good game. Yep, Ominous Roost just applying all the airborne pressure. Add in the... Yeah, all the flyers. Like, that's how I win. Did its job. Oof. Alright. This is my swamp! Someone understands the classics. Alright. Opponent goes first, so we have more draws out of land. Bait Hook Angler, a Startle possibly, Falcon Abomination to go behind it. Yeah, so if we draw a land, we are good. We have 2 more draws out of land. So... got it. I think if they attack, I let it hit, so I could swing in with my Bait Hook Angler and possibly deal 2 damage myself, and then I have a Eccentric Farmer. Take it. They're holding up a counter spell. I'd rather have the Eccentric Farmer countered over the Falcon Abomination. Awesome. I got Rise of the Ants behind it. Next turn I actually play the island first, I think, just in case I need to worry about Dissipate. Yep. Yeah, I like this. Gives me a little more pressure. If they really want Devious cover up a Startle, all for it. Alright, flips the switch on a Startle. Bait Hook Angler or Root Coil Creeper? Root Coil Creeper gets me... another... more power on the board. That's all I need to know. They are stuck on land in the weirdest way. I have a feeling we don't know what... yeah, we don't know what their other color is. If they're mono blue... like, in this format, going monocolor, I feel, is just stunting yourself a little too much. Oh yeah, next turn I get a Falcon Abomination while holding up Dissipate. Thanks to Root Coil Creeper. Alright. Good card on their part. And we now know their color. They're red. I can Slogurk holding up Dissipate. Or I can Slogurk Falcon Abomination and be happy. I think I like that one a little more. Just applies a lot of pressure. Or applies a lot of potential pressure at the very least. Whew. We are running out of cards, but we have the Dissipate, we have the Drade's Revival, we have the Rise of the eventual Rise of the Ants. We have the Slogurk, which if they kill, gets me the force for my Rise of the Ants. And then we could Drade's Revival later. Like, we have options. And I like it. Yeah. They have a lot of create decay tokens and take advantage of them, though it's not always the most... Alright, so they tap down Slogurk. If I ever get 3 counters, I get returned to my hand and get all those triggers, so I'm happy with this. If they attack with a Drownyard Amalgam, I get attack in with everything. Alright. Well, if they attack... Alright. So look at land. And that means I get to Rise of the Ants. So now their Drownyard Amalgam is stuck blocking, and I could start going Airborne. I think, yeah, we start with the Eccentric Farmer. Get ourselves more cards in our grave. Awesome. I actually want the island. Alright. It needs 3 counters to become maxed out. So I get a Bait Hook Angler, and I get a hold up a Dissipate. I like that. I also hold up using Root Coil Creeper to bring back my Rise of the Ants. Alright. Pass the turn for now. And I think if we didn't hold up a Dissipate, this would be a much harder to do. That's okay. We are happy with Hook Drifter. They can't attack with Giant Amalgam, so they only attack with Storm Skrillex. Alright. Question is, do I res back Rise of the Ants with this mana? I think the answer is yes. It's definitely not an easy play to make. They have a kill spell, is my guess. Probably another Moonrazor Slash. Dread's Revival can bring back Dissipate when I need to use it. You could also bring back the Brood Reaver right now. Get myself a reaching blocker. Yeah, if I don't play Rise of the Ants, I tell them I have a big threat coming up, and that's, I think, actually worse. They have Revenge of the Drowned, is my guess. They have Revenge of the Drowned, the 4-mana bounce a card spell. So, if they have Devious Cover-Up, do I care? I mean, I guess with Storm Scree, they could be holding up a 5-mana spell. Burn the Accursed. I don't care about most of these. The Dissipate, I want to hold up the Dissipate, but I don't think I can. I don't think it's worth. So, they need to play their trick right now. Alright, they did not. So I'm just going to wait, and then probably next turn I'm going to just start swinging in with absolutely everything. They get a block and do some chump and force some chump trading, and they realize the inevitability I had. Because yeah, 3 castings of Rise of the Ants basically. All right. Well. Going from 0-2 all the way to 7-2. Calling it. Oof. Alright. Let's see how they fare. These are going fine, but wish they could be going, like, everyone wishes they could go better, but 4-2 felt good. We nearly went 0-3, and that's scary, but we figured it out. We were holding too much control. We needed to have more tempo. Felt good. Alright. So we only have one color, but we have 1-drop, 2-drop, hold up a Dissipate. And we hold up the Silver Bolt at the same time, so... Yeah, this is why I love Silver Bolt. I can hold up a kill spell and a Dissipate at the same time. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, they've... Alright. Congratulations, they get a tap of permanent. But we have a Silver Bolt and Dissipate ready for whatever they do next. If they attack for 1, then I get an attack for 2. So, I'd say that's a fair trade. Arrogant Outlaw. So I could Silver Bolt that. Yeah, I think that's better to Silver Bolt. Yep, I get a Dissipate and Otherworldly Gaze, so we're just not playing anything this turn either. Because now they have there's an uncommon vampire that's a 3/4 flyer that would make me discard a card after it deals damage. So now I get to play around that. And right now, we look like mono blue, but the Otherworldly Gaze will hopefully get me to my forests. Diregraph Horde. I don't want to deal with a Diregraph Horde. Yep. Do I want 2 forests is the question. Gets me 5, so I gotta play Outland Liberator. Let me view my deck. I'm going to get rid of one of the forests. And yes, it's going to flip back to day, but I'm okay with that. And I have a kill for any artifacts or enchantments. And if they let flip back to night, I get more kills. Alright, so they tap down the Covetous Castaway, which means that they probably want to swing in. I'm okay blocking with the Liberator. Yeah, I'm okay double blocking, and then they startle, kill the Baithook Angler. My Baithook Angler then gets to be played. Lord of the Forsaken. Oof. No Silverbolt Rise of the Ants. No, not what I was trying to do. So, I'm trying to figure out why I could Dread's Revival to deal with this. To use to deal with this. Too much. This thing has Trample as well. This card. So this is one of those bombs that win you games, and we need to find an answer to it, like now. It might actually be Dread's Revival to bring back Otherworldly Gaze, so I can cast it twice to get myself my answer. Until then, I actually really like Dread's Revival Dissipate. Tell them, yeah, I'm holding up a counterspell. Deal with it. Oof. But yeah, this might be the game that kills me unless I find the answer for Lord of the Forsaken. Which is a big 6-mana 6/6. Oof. I want them to kill my Covetous Castaway. They target my Dread's Revival? Okay. Are they triggering my Rise of the Ants as well? Alright. Will make sense. They now have ways to exile cards in graveyards. I found it, guys. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I just end my turn. They're going to tap my Outland Liberator, and then I just block with the other two. Yep, and I have Revenge of the Drowned plus No, I'm 1 mana off Revenge of the Drowned plus Dissipate. If they play a card, then I resume my turn. But otherwise, I want them to run Reunion. Yeah, so I want them to attack with Lord of the Forsaken, then I Revenge of the Drowned, and then when they try to play it another time, I get rid of it. So I can't... Yeah, I can't dissipate... I can't do it now. I have to wait for them to attack, for their card draw to trigger, for them to be unable to play Lord of the Forsaken now. So this has to hit or I'm done. If this misses, game over already. If they have a Dissipate, they have a Dissipate. Good game. I did not have enough lands to hold up my own Dissipate in response. And I needed the Dissipate to kill the Lord of the Forsaken anyways. Alright. Game's technically not over. Brood Reaver gets to block the Lord of the Forsaken for 1 turn. And then, yeah, this 6 mana, 6/6 Trampler, they just exiled my kill spell that can actually deal with it. And that's game. Yep. Just the Lord of the Forsaken, 4 Sweens. Because 6 mana, 6/6 Trampler is good enough. Oh well, this was a deck that nearly went 0-3. And instead, it got 4 wins. And 4 wins is enough. So it costs 1,500 gems to enter, and we got 1,400 gems and 3 packs back. So, we won in all terms. The deck definitely lacked removal. That was a devastating kill, that it had no removal. But really, if I want more removal, it'd be the Devious cover-up. I'd have to pull out probably the, Drownyard Amalgam, maybe? Yeah, pull out the Drownyard, put in the Devious cover-up. Not sure if that's where I want to be. Turn the Earth just isn't always playable. Secrets of the Key is a lot of mana expenditure, and there are so many ways to spend mana in this format, it's probably not going to work. Otherworldly Gaze surprised me. If you have a deck with a lot of Disturb cards and Flashback, Otherworldly Gaze can be in other non-Ominous Roost decks. The ability to just go turn 1, I'm going to filter through this is a tough hand, I'm just going to play Otherworldly Gaze to filter through my deck. Turn 2, oh, I have no play still. Okay, I'm just going to filter even further through my deck and get a bunch of Disturb triggers all set up. The fact that it's both a turn 1 and a turn 2 play actually felt really good. The Recoil Creeper, Slogurk won me a game because, of course, Slogurk wins games. Centric Farmers were great. Dryad's Revival was okay. Definitely glad I only played 1 and not 2. Ominous Roost won me games because the Flying Threat. Phantom Carriage won me games because Flying Threats. Brood Reaver kind of underperformed. Yeah. With all of my flyers, with Falcon Abomination, Ominous Roost, and Phantom Carriage, Brood Reaver underperformed. So that was an issue I needed to address earlier. I needed more kill spells. I only had Silverbolt and Revenge of the Drowned, as well as these 2 counter spells. So that was our issue. No removal. And we still got 4 wins, which makes me happy. Alright. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the draft. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And with that, that's just for the viewers that end up watching this as a video later. Because, we're just chilling, doing some of this stuff. We can definitely move to other content. We're definitely doing more drafts, so. But before I do my next draft, I need to make sure I have enough water, and I need to make sure to take care of a few other things. So I'll be back shortly. I'll see you guys all in a little bit, where, we'll be back very quickly. So I'm just going to leave it on the screen. Continuing on. Deep breath and then continue. Just make sure Twitch is all looking good. Untap's working. All that. Good to have. Good to have. Hey everyone. Welcome back to more Premier Drafts in the Midnight Hunt. And we're just going to get to it. So I found that in blue-green decks, my last deck was blue-green. It did not have enough removal, and that was very costly. I ended up losing to a bomb that I just couldn't deal with. But other than that, like, I think I've got a lot of this format wrapped up. The thing is, I almost always end up drafting blue. And that is probably a weakness. Yeah, that's a weakness, but it's also a thing that, you know, I'm not sure if it's a weakness of the format or as me as a player, but nonetheless, like, we still do fine with we do good with our decks. It's just like we've only drafted blue effectively, so yeah. We're hoping for the best, and we're hoping that this person fills in the seat so we can continue playing. Anyways, yeah, this format, I do enjoy this format. It's definitely a format that if it's around for too long would be an issue. They're planning to have a special draft format, which is two different it's this format plus the one after it, both Innistrad sets together, and I'm actually very excited for that. I think like this is missing pieces, and if that finds the pieces, then that's awesome. All right. Oof. So, Fateful Absence, like, it kills their biggest threat, so it might be good, but a lot of the threats have Disturb or effects like that, so that makes it not as good. Defend the Celestis is a great combat trick, but I'm not sure how many times you're going to be the combat deck. Sacred Fire, I do want to play a Sacred Fire deck one of these days. It seems like an amazing card, but forces a dual color. Like, I might just pick a common, like Soulguide Grift or Gale Drifter. I just like these cards a lot. Covetous Cutpurse. You know what, we'll play Covetous Cutpurse. I feel like there's not really many times where you're going to attack and it's going to deal damage and not kill. Like, black is not the color with combat tricks, so you're not going to run into it often. But, I mean, it's a 5-mana 2/2 Death Toucher with flying that you get to play from your grave. And we immediately get a Castaway to continue this Disturb. I think we have to go Infernal Grasp first, though. They took a rare, and they left the most insane pack. Oh my gosh, this is literally... Do I go Blade Scab, or do I go Infernal Grasp? I think with this, blue-black is going to be so heavily fought over that I can't go it. Like, there will be... Unblinking Observer will be the only card that makes it through this. I think that's it. I think we are going to get Morning Patrol, or something that's not blue-black, because everything's going to be taken. So from our deck pack that wasn't that good to a pack that's absolutely insane. I think, yeah, we go Infernal Grasp. Alright. I can go Ecstatic Awakener, just kind of, like, lean on black. Or, let's see. So someone picked a common after this. Could just be that there was an Organ Hoarder. Could just be that worked with their colors. So I could go Archivist. I do like Archivist. As I said, I like blue. Ecstatic Awakener, I hear, is really good, and it keeps me within my colors. But I think Overwhelmed Archivist is good enough that I should just pick it and be happy. And Ecstatic Awakener... I mean, Ecstatic Awakener is really good. This is where it becomes tough. So, here's what I'm going to go with. Because of all the insane cards in the previous pack, blue is going to be fought after. They even have an Organ Hoarder. So I'm going to go black and let other people be blue. It could be a bad idea, but I think that's the path. Alright. And with here, it's either the Defend the Celestis, go black-green, or the Lunarch Veteran, go black-white. I think that's the two picks, really. Black-white likes Ecstatic Awakener a lot more. Lunarch Veteran is a card I'm up for, But this is our second Defend the Celestis. We don't know how open these other colors are is the main issue. I'm going to try the Lunarch Veteran. Defend the Celestis, I'm happy to pick later. We could get Flare of Faith from this deck, from this pack later. That would be nice. Eaten Alive or Vengeful Strangler. We already have one sacrifice outlet. I think the removal is just that good. Vengeful Strangler is fine, but this is, like, amazing removal. Sacrifice fodder, wants sacrifice fodder, sacrifice fodder. Like, yeah, I think we go with the Eaten Alive, possibly the Vengeful Strangler comes back around. But yeah, look at those black. Alright. Bereaved Survivor can bring back the Lunarch Veteran and the Aesthetic Awakener when it attacks. Blessed Defiance is actually good in this sort of deck. Yeah, these three are all good cards. The uncommon whites being around tells me that white is very open. I'm going to go with a Bereaved Survivor first, because it goes with sacrifice triggers a lot better. If I could attack a Flare of Faith or something like that, it just allows us to keep re-triggering things and putting a lot of pressure on board. So I'm going to go with that. Search Party Captain or Gavany Trapper. This is not as easy as it sounds. I'm going to go Search Party Captain, but we don't have that aggressive. I'm not sure our deck's going to be aggressive enough for it, but I do like the card draw. Gavany Trapper would be great. No Way Out, I'm happy to have one of. The Sunset Revelry is just a little iffy. Alright, this is where these beautiful pictures kind of get in the way, because it's hard to tell that this is the only white card. I'm happy with a 2-mana 2/2. And for Coven, 1. We're not really getting Coven much, but a 2-drop is perfectly acceptable in this sort of deck. Alright, Soul Guide Griff, I think, is where I want to be. Sacred Fire getting around is pretty nice to know, but I'm going to go with the Soul Guide Griff. I just really like this card because it's a 5-mana 3/4 flyer. This is big enough to finish the game out. This is big enough to win you the games when you need to. Blood Pact or Sungold Barrage. So Blood Pact is the card draw I need, but then I need Flash to play it, really. Sungold Barrage, I'm happy having one of. Blood Pact, I'm not sure if I even have one of. So that was the distinction. Alright. I'll sideboard Head Witch's Mask, because I might be able to put on the Bereaved Survivor or the Candle Grove Witch to activate Coven, stuff like that. Flare of Faith is great. Flare of Faith is a card I like in these sort of decks. Vampire Interloper I don't like, but fits the deck. Another sideboard Head Witch. Alright, wrong colors. Blood Tithe Collector. Alright. Gavany Silversmith is also a good card. Another Overwhelmed Archivist for those guys. But Blood Tithe Collector, you know, as I said, I like Soul Guide Grip because it's just a 5-mana 3/4 flyer. This is a 5-mana 3/4 flyer that could discard them a card in the late game where they're only holding up threats, where they've played all of their lands. Blood Tithe Collector is amazing because of that. Alright. And we get rewarded for a color combination with Can't Stay Away. That actually allows us to attack with Bereaved Survivor, then get the back Bereaved Survivor afterwards. Like, that is exactly where this deck wants to be. The Morning Patrol is also great if that comes back around. Ron Reunion, I'm happy having one of. But, yeah, that Can't Stay Away is huge. Someone's getting a second Blade Stitch Scab, and they are a lucky, lucky person. So the question now, do I want the Diagraph Horde, or do I want the Flare of Faith? So our humans, we have six of our 9 creatures are humans. Flare of Faith, I will say, is a very powerful effect. I think I'm going to go with the Diagraph Horde first, because the Flare might make it around, and the Diagraph I don't think will. Alright. And yeah, we come into this deck really early, but like we've been showing everyone up that blue is wide open. Blue, I think, is going to be fought after. And if someone ever gives up, says, okay, I can't play my colors, they're going to fight for blue. So, like, we basically have left our colors open as far as I know. Black is going to be fought for, but I'm happy being white splashing black. Like, we literally have 2 cards on our sideboard, both playable if we must. Our colors are open, even if they're not the most. Either they're not the most open or the best colors. Vampire Interloper, I might not want to. I don't think it's worth a splash. I would need to grab Evolving Wilds first. I don't think it's worth a splash. We're training the Homestead Courage. I'd rather have Homestead Courage. We do have a lot of playables, but like we have no red, and I think red's being fought for. The fact that red-black isn't being fought for is absurd to me. Evolving Wilds, like, I'd have to pick Evolving Wilds first. I'd rather just have the Homestead Courage for this deck. I'm going to hate myself for that later, but I think I'm happy for it now. And now they prove that red-black is open if I want to splash into it, but I think we're just going to stick with what we committed to and not splash in red. Because, you know, it's a non-green 3-color splash. It becomes a lot harder. We haven't seen jack-o'-lanterns really come around, so... Alright, I think this is a Candle Trap or Static Awakener. Let's look at our creatures. 1, 2, 2, 2, a 3. Oh, I'll have 2s and I'll have 3s. So it's either the Candle Trap or the Static Awakener. I think I'm actually going to go with the Ecstatic. We already have an Eaten Alive. We love sacrificing for Bereaved Survivor and stuff like that. I think, yeah, the Ecstatic Awakener is just better than the Candle Trap right now. It's definitely debatable, but I'm going with it. Alright. Siege Zombie? Give ourselves a... I think we have enough sacrifice outlets that the Siege Zombie becomes unnecessary. And for 2-drops, like 1, 2. Okay, that's why we picked the Siege Zombie. And as I picked the Siege Zombie, I looked to my left and realized there was other 2-drops. Anyways, Kill Spell. So I made a mistake there. I probably should have picked the 2-mana 3-1. Or something of that nature. Or the Unruly Mob. Nonetheless, we got Olivia's Midnight Ambush. Will be okay. Every single card we've drafted so far is playable in this deck. So our colors are open. We are 45-60. And the one we're 45 in is the one that I thought we wouldn't be fighting over as much. Like, the 60 is there because I thought I had to fight for it. Alright. Rare draft. We're not playing that. We're not splashing green. Duress, if the meta calls for it, but I don't think the meta does. Nice to have that cool little art. Don't need more than 2 Headwitch maxes anyways, so if for whatever reason we have sideboard concerns, like we have to just revamp this deck, it's good to have access. I wonder if I could change this deck. Nope. I just wanted to change the picture while I waited. Alright, Flare of Faith, I love for these kind of decks. We're low to the ground, we punish. Jack-o'-lantern would have been cool, but it's not where we are anymore. Yeah, tell someone that red's open. Again, tell someone that red's open. Alright, Gavany Dawn Guard. Like, how many hit... Yeah, like, let's see, how many hits does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It has 9 hits already. Alright, we're not getting that Diregraph Horde around, that's okay. We'll probably end up picking up the Unruly Mob, is my guess, on the way around. And that's something we have to be okay with. Alright, Morning Patrol or Blessed Defiance? So this becomes the question. So we have 14 creatures, 8 non-creatures. We already have 2 Flare of Faiths. The Blessed Defiance is really good in a lot of situations. The Morning Patrol is another 3-mana creature that can be sacrificed. What am I doing on turn 3? Gavany Dawnguard, Arrogant Outlaw. Yeah, it's either the Blessed... I think there is an argument for the Blessed Defiance with the way this deck is panning out. Yeah. I'm gonna go for it. Alright. Another Flare of Faith. Another Diregraph Horde. We already have 2 Flare of Faiths. I could... If I grab a third, I basically am saying, hey, we can rip out the Diregraphs. We can rip out the Soul Guide. We can literally just be on the ground, hyper aggro. Otherwise, we get a second horde. We have 2 3/4 flyers and 2 3/4 ground turtles. I mean, it's not Catharic Pyre. It just flat out, it's not Catharic Pyre. I'll pick the Flare of Faith, but I could be punished for that. I recognize that. Hobbling Zombie is fine. It's a sacrifice trigger. It's a zombie. It's all that. Ritual Garden, Morcut Behemoth. 5 mana 7/6 Menace as our finisher. Or 3 mana 3/2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3-drops already. So I think the Ritual Guard, like, it does have lifelink, so I can usually attack with it. Flare of Faith gains 6 life. I'm gonna put that in my sideboard for now. Alright. I think we're at a point where we can Cathar's Call and just Flare of Faith to protect it. So I'm gonna try that out. See how that fares. I do like my my 3/4 flyers over my ground bodies. So I think I might pick the Soul Guide Grip. No, Ritual Guardian, just make sure we have that perfect curve if we want it. Alright. Uncommon draft. That's all this is. So this is Sanctifier. I mean, if I need the 3-drop, but we're at 27 cards. Morning Patrol made it around. I think that beats out the Ritual Guardian. Yeah. Let's figure out what we cut. I think we do cut the Diagraph. We don't need 2 Sun Gold Barrages. Because Sun Gold Barrage does miss some decks. Yep. The Vampire Interloper probably gets pulled. Alright. So Static Awakener, I've heard, like, meta-wise, it's actually an amazing card, because you can attack with 2. They can't really block this, so they block the other card, and then you just buff it up, and they're in trouble. Alright. So we have 14 creatures, 11 non-creatures, so I think we're getting rid of a non-creature, then. So we have 5 combat tricks. As for kill spells, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So 4. And, like, because of this, we can actually start swinging in and actually having Covetous Cutpurse work. Alright. So we have 4 kill spells. And basically 15 creatures they can't stay away. We don't have enough 2-drops. That's definitely an issue. We don't have as many 2-drops as I want. Not nearly. We have too many 3-drops, if anything. Alright. Well, we're removing 1 land, and I think we're removing the, one of these 3-drops. Question is which. I think we're getting rid of the Arrogant Outlaw. It doesn't, it's a vampire, so it doesn't synergize with our human side. Like, it doesn't have good sacrifice triggers to go with a Static Awakener. So I think I'm getting rid of the Arrogant Outlaw and a Plains. Alright. 6342. It's good enough. If we do this, then put that back. Oh, it still keeps it. Huh. Well. Stay back. Can't stay back because we have to keep pressing forward using our combat tricks. Yeah, having only 5 early game is not very good. That is definitely where I think I'm going to get a lot of damage in this draft. That being said, we have now a lot better kill. We have better kill shots. We have better mid-game. Like, we have combat tricks. We have card cycling. Basically a card cycle with the effect. Yeah, I think we can manage. This is definitely a scary deck, but I think this has what it needs. The lack of card draw, I'm going to run out of cards, and then they're going to take me out. That's why I have to worry about. But it has potential. Alright. So, I lack a 2-drop or a 1-drop. But I have Olivia's Midnight Ambush, and I have a Bereaved Survivor that might be able to tack in and get Search Party Captain active. But yeah, as I said, the lack of 2-drops and 1-drops definitely cut deep into my deck. Because like right now, it looks like we're kind of going controlling. There's a good reason why I made sure the 2 5-drops both have flying. Because I knew it'd be controlling. I will allow them the opportunity to dissipate my... I'm just ambushing this now. If they want Geist Wave or something, they can be my guest. Alright. That is a very good thing for me. Means, like, if they want to kill my Bereaved Survivor, they have to work for it. Can't stay awake and bring back Bereaved Survivor if I ever want to. They have a Startle? Or a Geist Wave? Or a Fading Hope? Fading Hope would hurt. Most of the time. Alright. Well, we are at 16 lands, and we're still missing at times. I'm gonna no block. I can double block, but then, like, it puts me in a very vulnerable state. So I can attack with both. Possibly kill the Outland Liberator. Yeah. It allows me to do Blood Tithe shenanigans. They are holding up the Silverbolt. I want to see how they respond. Because if they take the damage, Blood Tithe kicks in. They'd have to dissipate. Alright, it looks like they're not blocking. If they shoot the Bereaved Survivor, that's very good for me. Alright, so notice they only have 2 cards left in hand. And then I get a Blood Tithe Collector then. So now they have to discard one of those 2 cards. Even if I'm discarding a land, it puts them further away from Shadow Beast sighting. Alright, it was a Startle. I am blocking the Outland Liberator if they attack with it. Alright. I am going to start by Homestead Courage the Blood Tithe Collector, attack, and then I'm going to probably play Can't Stay Away, gain the Bereaved Survivor back. But we're starting here. No counterspells. Yeah, it looks like they're... Oh, duh. They only have 1 card left. Of course they're holding up nothing. Bereaved Survivor. There you go. If they attack with the Shadow Beast, I will block with Search Party, use the... Oh, they're not attacking with the Shadow Beast. I have a Blood Tithe Collector. Shot. Alright. Now they're attacking with the Shadow Beast. Yeah, if they attack with Shadow Beast, I will double block and use Blessed Defiance to get myself through. I like this. They have to have another combat trick for this to work well for them, which they have 1 card in hand. My guess is they do not. Alright. So I could turn this into a 4-3, force them to block with a Harvesttide Sentry. I could then bring back the Stack Awakener, which then sacrifices the Dauntless Avenger, so that it doesn't... Oh. Yeah, I like that. The question is, is that how I want to do this? So, like, is that where I want to put it on the 3-2? Or do I want to put on the 2-2, say you can't really do much about it? I think I want to attack first. So now I can turn this into a 5/5. Oh, I just realized I didn't play a card. Alright. Well, I can't stay away to get my Awakened Demon again if I need it. Alright. Brood Reaver. Alright. There we go. Turn it back to day. Yeah, the Awoken Demon, can't stay away if they ever kill it. So, it's positive for me. Creature with toughness 4 or greater. I'll talk with the Awoken Demon. They might want to double trade. Alright. I still call that good for me. Because now I can't stay away. Bring back the Stack Awakener. And I hold up a Sacrifice trigger. And a Sun Gold Barrage. Awesome. So if they draw a land, I can take out the Shadow Beast. Or I can sacrifice to get a static. I think I just take out the Shadow Beast now. Actually, no. Okay. And yeah, we're using every single card, but it's worth. Awesome. Yep, we're killing the Liberator first. Now we kill the other half. And I think we just start swinging with everything and basically saying you have to block and let things die. Because if they don't, like... If I do block, 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 I lose all my cards. They are left with 2 1/2s. I want to make sure they can't Shadow Beast Sighting, so I'm okay with it. And this also scares them into a combat trick that I might have. Anyways, 16 lands, drawing 9 of them is not very good. That is definitely an issue I'm running into, but... Yep, I want to make sure they lose their Royal Creeper. That was the most important part of all of this. Gain the life's pretty nice, but that was the most important part of all of this. There we are. And we are at a point where both sides have run out of resources. I am at the positive end, and turning to Knight just puts it even more positive. So they'd have... Yeah, exactly. Yep, okay, so we both drew a ton of lands that we didn't want to draw. And I came out the other side better. Okay, I'm going to just really quick check how many triggers Gavany Dawnguard can hit, because I think that number changed since last I did it. So it's 5 from the early game I have. Yep, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it is 9. So it's a fourth of my... It's a little under a fourth of my deck, and I get... I look through a 10... Yeah, it's a little under a fourth of my deck, and I look through 4 cards. So... I think that should work. Alright, so I do have... I hate mulliganing. I only have 2 draws out of land. This might have not been the best keep, then. Saved. Saved. Get attack with Siege Zombie, get Search Party Captain out of the deal. They'd have to, like, play Denick or something to make this a bad idea. That could be a Denick. If they turn that into a 2-3, I probably don't attack. Okay. Change of plans. I get attack. If they don't block, I Search Party Captain. If they do block, I Flare of Faith, killing it. And then a Static Awakener. Alright. So I could level this up, attack, or I can just Midnight Ambush, kill that. I like this. If they block the Static Awakener, I get a kill and buff my guy up. If they block the Siege Zombie, it's a trade I can accept. I could go for the Search Party Captain to draw a land and get myself a Candlegrove Witch. I'll go for it. I missed. Oh, I missed. Alright. Well, I think this is fine. I think I attack with both again. If they block there, I don't like if they block there. Yeah. Yeah. They have 5 mana. There we go. I can't kill it before they get to play that. But I can kill it now. So they saved 1 mana, but they only have 1 mana. So the end result is a positive. Alright. I am running out of cards, and that is an issue, but they are running out of life, which is a positive. Alright. They didn't buff their Silversmith. Yeah, I was going to say, you have to double block. See if I draw Flare. I did not. This is at the beginning of your end step. Okay. So I can put on the Candlegrove Witch to get myself some 1/1 white human creatures. Not sure this is going to be the most positive, but it's good enough. This is game close. And they have more cards, so they are winning the long game. They can't really... Oh, I don't play around board clears. Cathar's Call now would be great, but... Alright, so we don't attack with the Hobbling Zombie. Because if we attack with the Hobbling Zombie, they get to turn the Beloved Beggar into a 4/4 with Vigilance. Alright. Well, they have 5 turns to draw an answer. Yeah, I'm not blocking that. Alright, let's see what your last card is. This does not help me play around Flip the Switch, so I'm just going to play it. See what it is. It's just a land. Cool. Alright. We now have this draw and the next to try to find a solution. So we actually ran them out and used flyers to seal the deal. Awesome. And this is why I like 3/4s with flying over Diagraph Horde. Alright, so this is their last draw. They need a way to deal with the Blood Tithe Collector. Good game. Yeah, what is with... I feel like so many games in this format are won and lost by lands. Don't know why. Alright. Whew. You fell. Alright. There we are. I have to keep this. I can't mulligan right now. But this is not a good hand. Especially not with an Amigami Trapper. Alright. The Static Awakener has a Flare Faith behind it. I'm not attacking in. Ooh, thank you, Candle Grove. Now I could play a land, attack in with both. I threaten the flip, and if they don't do anything in response, I have Hobbling Zombie. Alright. Yeah, I like this. I can flare to kill their creature. I'll just accept with the dealing 1 damage for free. So if I can kill their Covetous Castaway, the problem is I need to kill their Covetous Castaway and then play Soul Guide Grift, because that 3/4 flyer is going to be an issue. But my 3/4 flyer can, you know, take it out. The thing is, they have lands before we do, so... I'm just going to attack with a Static Awakener, I think. You have a trick? Awesome. So now I haven't... Do I want to put on top or bottom? I'm going to bottom it. I don't have enough creatures to support it. Alright. I could just Eaten Alive that now. Just bring it straight into the grave from where it is now. No blocks. Yeah, they have cards that are really good at leveraging their position. Alright. So I'm going to play a Swamp. I'm going to start by attacking with my 2/2. Their best bet is actually to take the damage, as they did. Then I think I Eaten Alive the Soul Guide Griff. Either that or I Morning Patrol and hold up a Flare of Faith. Which... I'm not sure if holding up the flare is even valuable. I could Soul Guide Griff to block there. I could Eaten Alive just to exile their Griff and make sure that's not an issue. I think that's a play. I'm just going to Eaten Alive the Griff. Alright. Next turn. Yeah, my 1 planes really limits my options here. Yeah, they crack back for some damage. Makes sense. Ah, that's why they attacked with the zombie. Alright, they were holding up, it looked like a counterspell, is my guess. I'm going to play the Morning Patrol as well. I'm just going to leave it here. I am happy using the Hobbling Zombie into a Flare of Faith. Right, right. I realized I played this before the combat phase, and that was a mistake. On the Morning Patrol? Okay. Well, I'm actually pulling out their spells now, which is a positive. We are getting low on health. Can't deny that. But I can attack with the Blood Tithe Collector, sacrifice the zombie to kill, or I can... Okay, I can attack with a Hobbling Zombie, don't block, Blood Tithe Collector, force them to discard that last card. I think that's the play. It does put me in a dangerous situation, but the 3/4 should put enough pressure. The Ecstatic Awakener can block the bait hook. Alright. I just realized I'm at 1 health now. That was not the best idea. Ew. That hurts. That hurts a lot. Yeah, I think this guy outplayed me. That's it. They outplayed me. Simple as that. More of, I didn't play well, perhaps, but... Give myself the life I can. You're alright. I'm okay with you having a 1/2, if you want it. It makes it so you can't use your Trapper now. And I have to play the Soul Guide Griff just to exile a card in your grave. Alright. Not a good spot for me, but it's a spot. And I think they kill me this turn. They tap down with Gavany Trapper, they tap down again. Yep, Gavany Trapper is just a really good card in this format. And I let it stick around. And they even had Nebel Gas behind it. Wow. Alright. So yeah, now they tap down the Blood Tithe, and they have Lethal Airborne, as well as on the ground threats. Well done, my opponent. I played myself a lot, and that was bad, but my opponent also just had a good curve, knew what they were doing, played well. Alright. I made some mistakes there. Okay. Moving on. Sir Lord Mr. Tim. Dr. Professor Patrick. Alright. Moonarch Veteran into Hold Up Infernal Grasp into a Land for Morning Patrol and Hobbling Zombie. got 3 draws out of land. And we got 2 plays until we get it. If they play Slogurk, I'll take him out. They have a Startle in hand. I'm just going to kill that now. Plays good on curve. Means I don't have to deal with the flying threat. This is probably sus. I don't care. Ah, come on. And then I get a Soulguide Griff to remove the Shadow Beast Iron from their deck. So I played on curve, played strong. Killing the 2/2 might have been a little too aggressive, but we'll be fine. How many creatures in the grave? 2. Alright. Okay. So the question is, do I mill a creature to prevent the Death Bonnet from flipping, or do I flip the Shadow Beast? 100%. I can find a solution to the Death Bonnet. Or I could just fly over it. Next turn I have Death Toucher. They can't attack this turn, because I have a 3/4 to block it. And now I have a 2/2 with Death Touch to block it. Funny how things turn out. Alright. No need. We win this race, I think. Yep, and that really helps us win this race. I get a hold of a Flare of Faith to kill the Shadow Beast, and the Hobbling Zombie trades with the Death Bonnet Sprout, basically. And yeah, just all this life gain, all this incremental life gain adds up. So yeah, they always exile my creatures before they exile their own. This is a human, right? Yep. Is that last card a combat trick? No, I'm assuming that's actually a Shadow Beast. You're just to say you have that 7 mana for Shadow Beast. Oh, it is a combat trick. Nice. Alright, well. Save your Shadow Beast, and now you can't play your Flip the Switch for the other Shadow Beast, so that was actually a negative. Alright. And I think I just play this because if they kill it, I get a 2/2 Death Touch Flyer, so they don't even want to attack in with it around. The Hobbling Zombie stops the Death Bonnet Hulk. The Covert Cutpurse stops damage for a turn. These 2 threaten lethal in 2 turns. We're actually pretty positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm going to block the Covert Cutpurse on the Snarling Wolf to make it so... Yep. So they can't use their Shadow Beast sighting. Alright. Obvious blocks are obvious. No combat tricks. I gain 2 life and get a 2/2 zombie. Base Shadow Beast. I attack for 4 in the air and make a 5/5 Flying Death Toucher. And we get Cathar's Call, the Soul Guide Grift, I guess? I'm going to start by attacking with these two. Yeah, I think I actually... I could always call the Luminous Fountain. More innocuous. Alright. They have the Augur. They have the Trigger already. So they get to play the Root Coil Creeper. But they need a Reach creature, or else this is it. I am going to wait for them to play their Reach creature if they have it before I give them the good game, but I think this is good game. Yep. Alright, and we're taking 8 damage, which leaves us at 9, which leaves us at 10 thanks to Luminous Phantom. And we attack for lethal. And as long as we attack with all, we play around Starla as well. Yeah, I think we attack with even the Decay token, just to get us a little bit more life off of a Luminous Phantom. Bounty Wolf, alright. That comes into play. That was a good one. Kill a creeper. Awesome. And that gets us to 3 wins. And 3 wins is the minimum we want in every draft. Minimum, of course. Alright. Brood Weaver. Whew. 3-1. That's a hand that has no playables. Alright. Do I commit with Cathar's Call or with Flare? I think we throw back the Flare of Faith. Cathar's Call just sinks too much into a single creature. Alright. Candlegrove Witch. And this allows me to attack with Candlegrove Witch. Not, like... not get blown out if I don't want to. I'm going to play Hobbleed Zombie this turn, and then next turn attack with both. Have Flare of Faith and Search Party Captain available. Like, blocking with Bait Hook Angler is a positive for them, so I'm just not going to play into it. Well, it turns out that the correct answer was actually to throw back a land, because apparently we don't get those. Or we only get those, I guess. Well, when you draw nothing but lands, at least we can equalize. Yeah, 16 land deck, drawing 8. I drew half my lands in a order of my deck. Sometimes that happens, I guess. Alright. Box with the bait hook. That's good for me. If they have a combat trick to blow me out, I just counter combat trick. Alright. Yeah, it's not worth saving. Now if they have just like a creature bigger than Hook Drifter, there's an issue. 4 playables and 10 lands. Well, 7 lands, but... I don't want to lose the Hobbling Zombie just yet. This is going to end up being a long game if I win it, I think. So, I want to make sure. Nice. I'll make sure I can make it long. Alright, so the Hobbling Zombie would have got through if I wanted to there. Alright. So they attack with all. Deal some decent damage. I'm not blocking a decaying corpse. Alright, they give me a 3-turn clock to draw a card that's not a land. I'm not sure I can beat it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. We have successfully drawn 10 lands and 4 playables. I need to draw playables. Oh my gosh. And I have to leave Search by a Captain up to block the Organ Hoarder, because that clocks me down 1 turn faster. And whatever they kept is better than Revenge of the Drowned. Let me just put that into perspective. Whatever they kept is better than Revenge of the Drowned, which currently threatens lethal if they have Revenge of the Drowned. Alright, it's another Organ Hoarder. So that also threatens lethal while applying pressure. Well, not dead yet. I mean, they also drew a lot of lands, but they have more card advantage. And that's, I think, why blue is so good, because it has cards to just filter through your deck. And lands, for whatever reason, have been devastating here. Alright. I'm going to wait for them to attack before I could game them, but yeah. I think this is a game. Yep, 10 lands. I guess 5 playables? But yeah. And also they had a good deck. Like, double Organ Horde, double Revenge of the Drowned. Like, that was a good deck too. So, like, you know, get the bad hand and get the good deck at the same time. Works. Works. Just don't like those non-games. Except when I'm the one who's getting the game off of it. Like, when I get the game off of there being a non-game, no one complains. Anything less than 7 wins and we riot. Vibes. I might have some bad news for you. We haven't been drafting too well for this, for these last 2 decks. We just haven't gotten all the cards we need, basically. We're doing what we can, but as long as we get 3, I'm happy, but... Oof. Okay. I'm going first. I have 2 kill spells into a Morning Patrol. It's playables. Yep, definitely one of the issues is... I mean, we have 1-drops and 2-drops, but just not enough of a... Do I... Yeah. So the question is, do I Lunarch Veteran? Or do I, hold up Olivia's? I think I play the Lunarch, because any 2-2 that they play, I don't really care about, and I'd rather gain the 1 life. It will be an issue next time. And they didn't play a 2/2. Yeah, so if they don't play a 2/2, this is the correct choice every time. Alright, well, we actually have a kill spell for that Tireless Hauler. We have combat tricks for this position. I would like to draw a land, but I couldn't actually handle not drawing one right now. Alright, so I can attack with both, and when they block, I then Olivia's Midnight Ambush. There we are. And now I have a Sacrifice trigger as well as a Flare of Faith, so I can attack in and hold up 2 combat tricks, basically. Which is great. However, they block is incorrect. And then they are going to play a land, play their Tireless Hauler, and I get a Infernal Grasp the Tireless Hauler. Alright. They thought better of it. Now I Infernal Grasp. Alright, so we still 2 for 1. Okay. Not on the most positive 2 for 1, but still 2 for 1. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this now. Actually, would have liked to leave the plains open, thanks. But I'll handle it. Alright, so this is no longer a deep... This is no longer a human, so... Alright, so I could Bereaved Survivor and play the Lunarch Veteran as an angel. And... just keep moving. Alright. Now I can attack with both of these. The Flare of Faith keeps me around. And even if something dies in the process, the Bereaved Survivor acts as a way to act as card advantage. It has to cost 2 or less. So it would have to be the Awoken Demon, basically. I'd have to lose. Because then it comes back as a Static Awakener. And... gets a lot of tricks. Alright, they are at 10 health, but they have a lot of value. I see. Okay. I think we just attack with all. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Technically Thren lethal. Alright. So I can Flare of Faith here, killing that. Alternatively, I could just Awoken Demon, kill here. And get the Siege Zombie ready. And play... yeah, I can Flare of Faith here, and then Can't Stay Away, gain the Bereaved Survivor back. Which I think I like. Otherwise, I Flare of Faith here, kill the Hound Tamer. Put the Awoken Demon in my graveyard, and get a 3/2 that Can't Stay Away later. Yeah, I like this. It's a lot of calculations to realize this is the correct play. Because now the Bereaved Survivor allows me to get that 3/2. I can end up attacking with it, and then using Can't Stay Away when they block later. We're still applying pressure. Yeah, they can't Shadow Beast Scion because they got the land. The Rise of the Ants does help them a lot, though. Alright. I think I just attack with a Dauntless Avenger and leave the rest up for Siege Zombie. No, I'm going to attack with a Luminous Phantom as well. Alright. So I could sacrifice with a Static Awakener. It still has the issue. I gain 2 life off of this. I get to play Static Awakener still. And I get a Can't Stay Away, bringing back Bereaved Survivor. And I have a trigger with a Static Awakener. They do have a lot of graveyard stuff and 7 mana, so we are losing the late game, which is why we want to make this game fast. If they get another mana, they get to play another Rise of the Ants, which is an issue, but we just keep moving. The Tireless Hauler is now an issue. Crawl from the Cellar. Ooh, that's a bad one for us. That's a really bad one for us. Now I think we actually win through tapping down 3 creatures 8 times. Alright. Now the thing is, this only reveals 3 cards, so there's a lot of times where that actually misses. I will take 4. Or I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 block with all of these. They kill 2. Bereaved Survivor flips. Attacks, brings back the Siege Zombie. They are tapped out. We know that they don't have any tricks. Actually, I like that. Kill the Tireless Hauler. Yep. And then they just leave the Dauntless Avenger around, which becomes an issue for them later. Alright. Hobbling Zombie gets me some leverage. Alright. So we're going to have to Siege Zombie. Do that attack again. This time, bring back this Siege Zombie with Can't Stay Away, probably. Alright. They're getting rid of the Siege Zombie now. So the Siege Zombie's not a win condition. Oh, the Can't Stay Away's gone. They took the Can't Stay Away instead. Interesting. Alright, so I can attack with Dauntless Adventure. I'm going to attack with everything. The Blessed Defiance acts as a combat trick, as well as the Static Awakener. Static Awakener. Alright. So I could sacrifice to make that bigger. They're at very low health. I'm going to sacrifice the Luminous Phantom to make this big enough. And then I have the Blessed Defiance ready for the, to put on the Dauntless Avenger. Yep, that gives me a land. Alright. They still have Coven. Oh, because the Dauntless Avenger exiles when it dies. I was like, where's my spirit? Where's my 1/1 spirit? Well, if they attack with a Haunt Drifter, they actually leave themselves open more than they'd like to. They have so many cards in exile, though. Like, they literally have an additional hand in exile right now. Yeah. Zombie just attacks whenever it helps me get damage in. Doesn't always happen. But when it happens, it's good. We have several flyers specifically for the situation we're in. Alright. Yep. I've shown several Flare of Faiths, so they're scared. Alright. Well, it looks like we drew all the lands, and they have more late-game potential than we do. If we block with a Woken Demon as well, we actually lose the... They just kill the Woken Demon, we're back where we started. So we're just blocking with Morning Patrol. They have so much card advantage. And we just keep drawing lands. Alright. We do have 25 health, so we have time. But they have Dawnheart Mentor, they have Hookaunt Drifter, they have enough resources. So they will win in time, but... Yeah, I just need to stick to the Siege and Slummy Clock. I played that poorly at the end there. There were several turns that I could have done more properly, kept the Siege Zombie around. I forgot that... Yeah, I should have rezzed that Siege Zombie that one turn. Alright. I am blocking the 2-2. I'm not scared of a trick. And now they're even life gaining their way out of the situation. And they have enough mana open to bring back a card, which if they bring back the Duel for Dominance, they just take out the last threat I have. Well. Alright. So the play is I let them Duel for Dominance, I Sun Gold Barrage in response. I could Morning Apparition, attack, it kills the hook. I think I do this, but it's not going to end well. Like, we're trying to do that point of damage in time. Alright. This allows our other flyers through when we draw them. So now we expect a Duel for Dominance on Catalent Cavalry, and that's when we use the Sun Gold Barrage. Oof. Because, yeah, they need to use a creature that has more than 4 health, which is the one positive. So the Duel for Dominance, I get a trade with my Sun Gold Barrage, but still in a bad spot because of the Dawnheart Mentor. And they even have a Crawl from the Cellar for their other werewolf. We take it. And then they Duel for Dominance to make it bigger, and that's when we Sun Gold Barrage it. But we're still in a losing position right now. We drew lands, and we don't have Disturb triggers in this deck, so... Just the way things go. Alright. Well, if we draw another land, it's... Oh, it's already night. Well, I think that's game. They now have Dawnheart Mentor and Untamed Pup triggers. I have to block an insect, I think. I'm going to no block, let them pump up, and then next turn they pump up more. They're going to Coven now. They should have... I feel like they should have done the +1/+1 counters. Unless they have another play this turn. But yeah, just show that there was no block that was good for me. Thanks to Dawnheart Mentor. And we drew only lands. 10 lands. I mean, I guess... Yeah, no. We went through enough of the deck, so 10 lands makes sense. We played poorly. Alright, is there any way I live this turn? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? No. I die this turn. I can make it look like I live. I can make them possibly make a misplay. But, like, literally they just bump anything. And that's game. Yep. Oh well. We got 3 wins. I have to be happy with that. But... almost makes me want to go down to 15 lands with some of these decks. But yeah, I think the problem there... while we had removal, we didn't have... like, we only had 5 removal spells, which sounds like, oh, 5 is more than enough. Not in this format. In addition, we only have so much double value. We have Can't Stay Away as double value. We have Search Fire Captain and 2 Ecstatic Awakeners as double value. That's it. Brave Survivor, I guess, is double value, but, like, we were basically an aggressive deck without aggression. Like, we only had so many creatures on... like, yeah, so we have Lunarch Veteran, Ecstatic Awakeners, Calgrove Witch, and Siege Zombie. This is our entire early game curve for creatures. That's what went wrong in this game. But we went 3 wins still. That's still 1,000 gems and 2 packs. So I'm happy. I would be more happy if we got more, but I'm happy. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm going to go get some water and take care of a few things, and I'll be back for one more draft. See you guys shortly. Hey everyone, welcome back to more Premier Drafts in the Midnight Hunt. Our last 2 drafts did not go very well, so we have to take care of that, but once we're done there, we'll be good. Like, I think the first one was no removal, the second one was no card advantage, so I think we just need to get more balance between them, is the thing. I get tunnel vision done one or the other, I think. Maybe it's just... I don't know. I really don't know. I also think that the general card quality is not as high as I want it to be. For example, we had to, like... Well, yeah, that's really it. One was a blue deck with 0 Organ Hoarders. I think it had 1 Revenge of the Drowned. That was hard to play. The other one was a white-black deck with, like, 2 drops, so... Had some issues there. But we can manage. At the very least, it's not one person holding... Okay, now it is one person holding us up. Alright. We're just going to hope for the best. Hope that this all fills out, finishes up. Alright. Well, in the absence of that... So this format is very much... The main issue is that red is pretty poor, so... Well, then I guess if there's one color that's poor, it makes it better elsewhere. But it's just that, like, black and blue are so powerful. Like, if your deck has neither, you need a good reason not to be. So... And, you know, there's only so many good reasons. So... If you find the reason, you're not competing with anyone. But if you don't find the reason, well, you're competing with everyone. Thank you. Well, so we have Bomb Black or Bomb White. I think Bomb White is where we want to be. Because here's the thing that I didn't realize when I first saw it. It's not whenever Adeline attacks. It's whenever you attack. So you can just attack with you can literally attack with a 1/1 white human token and get another 1/1 white human token. If you can keep them alive, it's insane. This is where I want the Flare of Faiths. This card is strong enough I might be able to go white-green Coven, which is away from black-blue, and that makes me hopeful. And then giving a Scab Wrangler and a Dreadhound to the rest of the people in my draft pack basically says blue and black are free. Do as you see fit. Or I just take Flesh Taker because it's a good card, and I think we're definitely going white, and I don't see any good... Shadow Beast Sighting. Flesh Taker is good with Adeline. I attack, make a 1/1 token, I sacrifice the token, that just gets chump blocked. I'm going to go with Flesh Taker this for now. Faneblade is not bad. I've seen this card has won me games before. Grizzly Goal is great, but it's not in the color we want to be. Shadow Beast Sighting, I do like the idea of the color. Midnight Ambush is pretty good, but I think I'm going to go with Flesh Taker first. Let's try to get myself a good reason to be in black-white, if I do it. Alright, Cathar Commando, Heirloom Mirror, another Shadow Beast Sighting. I don't think Cathar Commando is that great that it's picked over Shadow Beast Sighting. Shadow Beast Sighting is that great, is what I'm getting at. Alright, well, white's being attacked. I could take the Burn the Accursed, go into white-red. That is definitely an option. I could go Death Bonnet. Okay, so we're at pick 4. Someone chose to leave behind the Death Bonnet Sprouts. That is worth noting. So green is might be open then. If green is open, I do want the Death Bonnet. But if it's not, I want the Burn the Accursed. Either way, I'll take the Death Bonnet this time. And it could end up punishing me later. Alright. I really do not like Heirloom Mirror, in case anyone was wondering. It's only as a sorcery. It's 5 mana overall it's 5 mana for a 4/4 flyer that comes to play tapped. It's the coming into play tapped in addition to everything that becomes the issue. I'll pick the Kennelgrove Witch. As I said, we want to be white for the Adeline. And this is just a fine 2/2. If we're aggressive, it's good. If we're controlling, it's 2 mana, 2/3. Alright. Dawnheart Wardens, I think, says, hey, white-green is open enough to take it. We have a 1-drop, a 2-drop, two 3-drops, and a Shadow Beast Sighting behind it all. Yeah. I think it's time for the Dawnheart Wardens. I think we get to put it in. The Flesh Taker might have to get pulled then, but that's okay. Might of the Old Ways is great in this deck. Silverbolt is also a fine card, but this is a deck. If Might of the Old Ways is good, it's good here. Because this is the Coven deck. Alright. We're going to sideboard this Flesh Taker. Keep in mind that if black is open, we can take it. But what this does is this basically, we just told everyone, black, blue is open. And they give us back an Overwhelmed Dark Fist. Alright. This is a deck where Candlelit Cavalry can be a win condition. But I think I just want to make sure I have my 2-drops. So I'm going to grab the Tinderland Guide. Also helps with Coven by putting it on the right creature. Bird-Admirer is good in stopping the flyers. I really like Bird-Admirer. Candlelit Cavalry, I think, goes late. Sungold Barrage, I can take as a kill spell, but I think I'm going to start with the Bird-Admirer. Another Shadow... A Shadowbee Sign... Okay, I just want to note. A Shadowbee Sign rotated all the way back around. That's a really good sign that green's open. That's a really good sign that green's open. Alright. Here... I'm going to put the... Brimstone Vandal in the sideboard, because there are some white-red cards that could be worth adding in, and I want to, if I'm going to be splashing a color, I feel like splashing black is now not out of the option, so we're going to leave that be. Alright. Whew. Just deep breaths, letting things happen. We are actually more green than white, I believe. Yep, 78% green. Yep. Because we have 3 white cards. Wow. Yeah, so we're green, and we're not sure. The only reason we're white is because of idling. We could actually pull out the white and be red. I think the Stuffed Bear is actually playable here. Even if we're red, we don't want to raise the effigy. Stuffed Bear could be turned into a 2/2 green bear that could help us trigger Coven and just help us charge in for a lethal once in a while. So I'm going to put the Stuffed Bear in here. It's kind of funny. Stuffed Bear is the best of those kind of cards, and it's still only so good. I think Oink just hit play and then left the table because they needed to do something. I'm not playing Plummet, so let's get some rare drafting for an Arcane Infusion. Not playing Return to Nature. I can't support it. We got a clear shot. Like, again, this card will win you games. This card single-handedly wins games. But it's not. It's only one of our colors. The one color we're guaranteed to be is green, and we have a good green card. Don't pass the good green card for a speculation in pack 2. Because it's just a speculation, I don't. So we take the clear shot. We're hoping to get the Unruly Mob, probably. Oh, right. We now have a lot of time to think about our decisions. Let's leverage that to the best of our abilities. If we end up being a color other than white, I think... I mean, we don't really have a reason to be many other colors. Flesh Taker, you have to be white, so that's not even considered. Arcane Infusion is 2 colors, I don't want to do it. Brimstone Vandal is the only card that is playable non-white, and it's not worth splashing for a Brimstone Vandal of all things. So... And yeah, 2 Shadowbee Scions is great. Like, look at this. So, 2 premium 4-drops, good 3-drops. Like, the worst of these 3-drops is Bird-Admirer, and I always love myself a Bird-Admirer. And now we have our top end in Rise of the Ants. So in case you're wondering, Shadowbee Scion and Rise of the Ants has this amazing theme, where you play a turn 6 Rise of the Ants, you have a Shadow Beast already in your grave, and now every land is a good card, and every non-land's a good card. So Rise of the Ants is an easy pick. We might even be getting a Bird-Admirer back around. Like, I need to remember that I have, like, I'm not going to be seeing my next card for a while, so I need to just stick around, talk about why I'm picking the card for a bit longer. So, yeah, these as our top end. Like, this is already enough grounded top end, basically. Like 2 4-drops, 2 7-drops, a 6-drop, and an 8-drop, basically, is what's in our deck. Alright. Well, white is open enough. Ambitious Farmhand is probably the pick. The Lunarch Veteran, I do love Lunarch Veteran, but this, as I said, we're the Coven deck. This gives us our land drops when we want them, and it is a 3/3 lifelinker, which lifelink is pretty good in this format. So we have 1 attack, 2 attack, 3 attack, 4 attack, and X attack, and a buff for attack, like, plus Mind of the Old Ways. Yep. So we definitely like that. Lunarch Veteran's pretty nice if we get that back around. Chances are we won't. I'm happy with Timberland Guide or Homestead Courage. Homestead does help us with our splashing. Alright. Gavany Trapper or Gavany Silversmith? So Trapper is great if we're going the long game. Silversmith is great if we're going the early game. So it's just a question of which one we want. They're both amazing. If I could put both in my deck, I would. The Trapper does give us a 0/2, but the +1/+1 counters I think actually helps support our Coven more. And just, you know, amazing card versus amazing card, we're going to be playing on curve for a bit. So Trapper's good when we have too many cards. Hard color combinations open, guys. Briarbridge Tractor, card 3 mana 4/3 that draws a card later. Like, amazing. Alright, Lunarch Veteran, I did say I wanted one. Mind of the Old Ways is nice, and this is a deck where it would work, but I want my Lunarch Veteran first. The lifelink is valuable, the creature is valuable. It's just value. Another Shadow Beast Sighting, so that will be basically all the 4-drops we want. Shadow Beast Sighting is such a great card. Such a great card in this format. Just the body is perfect. To the point where I think I pick a 4th Shadow Beast Sighting over the first 5 mana card in our deck. The kill spell is worth noting, but I really think that Shadow Beast Sighting is this good. The Tireless Hauler we shouldn't ignore it, but I really think Shadow Beast Sighting is that good. Alright, well, we get Tireless Hauler anyways. Wait, we only have 4 2-drops? Huh. This is not a deck that Unruly Mob wants to be in. That Unruly Mob's more for white-black. I think this deck likes Blessed Defiance. It gets us our Coven sometimes, and it just helps us trade, gets us a 1/1 flyer in the end. Burdenmire is pretty nice, but I actually do want the 1-drops between all the we have a lot of 3-drops, basically. We get our Timberland Guide, so we actually made it all the way back. And I think we grab the Pestilent Wolf. We already have a Tireless Hauler. We want to make sure we have enough 2-drops. We get our Mind of the Old Ways. Yep, so green was wide open. Alright. Another Rise of the Ants. I think that's our top end completely done. That's our deck basically done. If we want it to be, that's our deck done. We are now looking for a removal. We have Clear Shot. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 early game. We have amazing 3-drops. All the 4-drops we would want. And we have our late game with the Rise of the Ants. So we are just looking for removal at this point, basically. Alright, Defend the Celeste. This is great at this deck. Basically acts as removal by being a big pump to blow them out of the water. I think we're done with 4-drops now. We could have considered the... I think there were some other cards. I will say not getting a duel for dominance is a bad sign. Also, notes, with all of our green, we might be able to, like, pull out a lot of the white. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... We have 6 white cards. So we might be able to just go mono green. And duel for dominance is exactly what this deck wants. So we're taking that. Florian getting passed around again hurts, but this is pack 3. We're nowhere near that, so... Alright. Homestead Courage. Kessig Naturalist is not where I want to be, I don't think. Tapping at the window. How many creatures? 13 creatures. I'm going to sideboard the Homestead Courage. Might end up blowing that. But it's entirely possible. We just rip out white. Like, we have a pretty decent curve without white. It makes the most absolute consistency in the world. Hound Tamer or Duel for Dominance. Okay. I think we need removal well enough that the Duel for Dominance beats out the Hound Tamer. Hound Tamer is great, but we already have some great 3-drops. I'd rather pick the Duel for Dominance. Yeah, we already have a Bribery Extractor, a Burdenmire, Darnheart Wardens. I do want the Hound Tamer, but I think we take every dual for dominance we could get our hands on. Alright. Eccentric Farmer helps with our 3-drops if we do go mono green. Also helps with our Shadow Beast Science that are Rise of the Ants that are late game. Yeah. I think we are just going to go mono green. I think that's actually what's going to happen. $21 playables, and we have a Bounding Wolf in our sideboard if we really want it. 21 playables. It says 9 creatures, but 6 of these spells are creatures, so it's actually 15 creatures. All right. Let's pick the Round Reunion. None of these cards mean anything. Tapping at the window. I mean, we have enough creatures. The non-creatures we want in the grave. Kessig Naturalist would be nice, but it's just such a splash. I have the Old Ways or Dread's Revival. Okay, fine. We already have 2 Mites of the Old Ways, so I'm good with it. Alright. Ooh, so I'm not sure if you saw it. The Vault just triggered, so we have that opportunity. So right now we have a 17-land deck. We have Eccentric Farmer. We're all 1 color. We can actually move down to 16 lands. Let's just see, is it worth splashing white? We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, we get like 5 cards. One of them's double white. We can't really support it. Gavany Silversmith is a good card, but not when you have 4 Shadow Beast sightings already. Well, mono green beasts. The Deathbond Sprout, even when it, like, mills over our Shadow Beasts and stuff, we're happy. We do actually get to 8 lands despite only 16, because that's what this format has been recently. Dryad's Revival pulls back cards. Tapping at the window isn't the best, but it's good enough. 5, 6. We only have 6 early game. That is something that we have to recognize again. Always feels like I do everything right, and at the very end I realize, oh wait. I'm okay playing Tapping at the Window as my 2-drop. Gave myself a 3-drop. Yeah. Yeah, 10 creatures. Tapping at the Window is going to miss a lot, but it's going to miss in a way where it hits Shadow Beast sightings, it's going to hit Rise of the Ants, it's going to hit Dryad's Revivals. It's going to do its work. Alright. Let's play. Whew. Alright. Well, we got our 2-drops, and we got a kill shot. Yep. This is a keep. Man, we're going mono... So I do stand by the statement that if you're going mono color in this format, you're probably missing out on some important splashes. But I really don't know why I'd splash in. Like, I'd have to get, like, some big card that's worth, and I don't see where that'd be. I mean, if this blind flips on turn 1 in Limited, I'd be baffled. I'd be proud, but I'd be baffled. Alright. Play my Pestilent Wolf. I'm happy blocking Delver. I'm happy attacking into Delver. I'm happy doing a lot of things. Alright. That's fine by me. I like playing Burn My Own Curve. Next turn I can make it bigger. If they flip Delver, that is. I can also just clear shots, attack in. Alright. Yep, still no Delver flip. Deck with Hobbling Zombie, I win the race, so I'm good with it. Save the clear shot for something worth. I could attack. They block the Burnmire with Hobbling Zombie. I clear shots, kill the Scab Wrangler, and like trade like that. But I'm not sure if that's a positive for me, is the main issue. The Pestilent Wolf definitely comes in. 100% of the time the Pestilent Wolf comes in. Nice. Well, I now have a 3/5. I'm holding up both Defend the Celestis and Clear Shot. They still can't flip their Delver. Clear Shot doesn't save my Ween Shredder. Okay. I mean, are they really just holding back? Yeah. Right, we're getting rid of the Scab Wrangler now. And yeah, I'm going to Timberland Guide again. Give myself this guy. And now my duel for like I have Coven now. So even if they flip Delver, I could duel for dominance with Pestilent Wolf becoming a 4/4. I also have Defend the Celestis held up. They are almost out of cards. Lands gets me closer to Rise of the Ants. Non-lands keeps me where I'm at. Defend the Celestis is going to be just a blowout once they play cards into it. Yeah. As long as they also don't have Disturb effects, we win the late game, I think. Like, while we don't have as many late game, we win every time late game comes in. Alright. Defend the or this. Discard Rise of the Ants. Alright. I think I attack with all. I could defend the Celestis or duel for dominance, depending on how they block. Yeah. If there's no blocks, I just duel killing the Blood Tithe. Yep. And they never flipped Delver. Okay, finally flipped Delver. And now I have to defend the Celestis. Yep. So they're now in a good spot. They block the wolf. I separate my pumps. They kill a 3/3. They take 5. They take 5. And they're still in trouble. Yep. There we go. And yeah, now they have to defenestrate one of the Timberland Guides, or else they're dead here. So, even, like, the defenestrate is forced, and they're still in trouble. Yep. Land gets me Tireless Hauler, which it's already night, so Tireless Hauler is a 6/6. They do have 5 damage, so if they have a big creature here, I am in trouble. But they need a big creature here, and, like, we kind of pressured them out. No Shadow Beast sightings for me. 0 Shadow Beast sightings. We have a full play set in this deck. Huh. It turned out fine. It's just surprising is all. So next turn, yeah, they need if they attack with the Insectile Aberration, that tells me that they have some sort of plan. They have some sort of flash trigger. If they don't, like, huh? Wow. Nice. Give them the nice. I have to have the old ways. Make sure I'm still threatening. So even if they attack with a 4/4, if they keep drawing lands, they have issues. Even if we draw non-lands, as long as it's not my Rise of the Ants, I'm pretty sure my entire deck is playable. Yeah, if it's not Rise of the Ants, it's playable. So there's only one card I can draw that is bad for me. Every other card is perfectly acceptable. And remember, if the moment I get a land, I get Tireless Hauler, and Tireless Hauler can stop this Timberland Guide while attacking him freely. Alright, here's my Shadow Beast. Shadow Beast can start attacking in. I'm guessing this is just another land in their hand. When I played Shadow Beast, there was no pause, so... Well, actually, there's a pause right now. They have something playable. Alright. I'm going to swing, trying to force a lethal situation. Alright, so they have a Stormwire Spirit to block the Timberland Guide. Good for them. Alright. They are actually becoming the threat now, and lands don't help me anymore. Oof. They played well. I was not expecting a Stormwire Spirit. I'll be clear. I thought... They must have had a land, drawn the Stormwire Spirit, played the land, and... Yeah. Alright, well, we're both top decking. I think I win the top deck race by 1 turn, so... Yeah. So I win this top deck race by 1 turn as long as I win the top decks. If I draw another land and they draw a creature, I'm out. But if they just... And that's enough to get them back in this game. So now I have to find an answer to Stormwire Spirit, or that Component Collector is going to stop me. So if I draw a land here, I lose. And it sucked to end this late in, losing because I got 3 lands in a row. I mean, it is scary. If they attack with Stormwire Spirit, they do say that if I draw a removal spell, I win the game. Oh my god, they're holding up. They're not at the attack phase. They have something else. They drew another good card. They drew another playable. So I need to draw a playable to match, or else I'm out. So Grafted Identity, by the way, is absolutely insane. The fact that I was so far ahead that I was able... And that ends the game. I can't think of how I survived this turn. So now I have 3 health. Yeah. Hold up as if it's a threat. But yeah, that won them the game. That won them the game. They have lethal on ground and lethal in the air. There's... I can't think of a card that could have saved me there in my deck. By 1 attack, they won the game. By 1 attack, they won the game. Well, Briarbridge Tractor into a good card could have pulled me out. Ugh. But yeah, I ran out of resources. I drew lands, they drew non-lands. Mana Screw usually beats Mana Flood. I got Mana Screw at the beginning, flooded at the end. It's like, I did know that not drawing cards was my weakness. I knew that coming in. And so yeah, we have... Yeah. I think I've said enough about the situation. I mean, once I get Shadow Beast Sighting, I win the board. And I do have a lot of 2-drops and 3-drops, I'm pretty sure. I can actually count 1. So I can actually count thanks to Untapped. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 playables I could have drawn. Alright. Well, they went slow. I'm going slower. I think they had a counter spell. Oh. Alright, well, if you want to count my Shadow Beast, go right ahead. Nope. Alright. Well, it looks like they got even more unlucky than we did, so... Oh, they have the Fading Hope. Oh, they just top decked it. I'm like, they should really have played that earlier. Alright. So I'm going Shadow Beast into Rise of the Ants, which is insane. And I'm actually okay with lands, because the next land is an additional Shadow Beast, and then the land after that is an additional Rise of the Ants. Alright. Well, we're token tribal, everyone. Not what I expected to be, but... Oh, nice. They should take both Shadow Beats. Huh. Alright. Well. I get Timberland Guide. Pump this up. And then I have both Might of the Old Ways and Duel for Dominance as quick combat tricks. Alright, that's the only pump. Yeah, I think I might have the Old Ways to kill this one. And I still get Coven at the end, so I draw a card off of this. Alright. There we are. I have a Duel for Dominance in the back line. So if they play another big creature. And if they don't, I think I just pump up an Ant and kill the Eccentric Farmer. Yep. No blocks. There we go. They have 6 cards in hand, so they do have a lot of cards in hand, but I have lethal on board, so. Alright. So I do the math. I want to actually use an Ant on the Eccentric Farmer, and then clear shot the Bat Whisper. That will split up my damage well enough that it should end up finishing the game. They have a start already. Nonetheless, the damage split is impressive, even if it... Yep. Ah, nice. Alright. Well, we clear shot here, killing that. And... Oh, I could clear shot here, killing that, but... I think this forces more out of them. I'm attacking with the Timberland Guide because they have to block in a way. Like they... Yep. They couldn't block the Timberland Guide anyways. That's basically what I was trying to get at. Alright. Get myself a forest. I now have a Shadow Beast Sighting again. They do have... Again, they have all the cards in hand, but we have the cards on board. That Duel for Dominance really damaged us. I should have turned it into a bigger creature, but I didn't know. They would have just gotten me on the clear shot next turn. So, I'm not disappointed. Alright, if I attack with all, they have to... They can't block the Timberline guy, so the Timberline guy gets free damage in. So... Unless the card they played costs 2 mana. They passed up on a Harvesthide Sentry, so it has to. Alright. Start by attacking with all. See how they respond. I'm assuming it's a Blade brand? Yep. Okay. Yeah, it was a kill spell of some sort. Alright, well, we threaten lethal 3 ways to Sunday. And we have another Shadow Beast sighting in the bin when we're ready. Alright. You're going to need more than that. That doesn't block, so it doesn't actually help you. Good game. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, I just got lucky that they were going so slow at the beginning. I had a very bad start, and they just had a worse start. We are technically a tempo deck, but we stumbled. And we have the ability to stumble. Alright. Move in. Alright. 1 drop. Great 2 drop into 2 value cards. On our way through. Alright. Alright, Nicky Poo. If I attack and they block, I get to kill it, and then I don't get to play Briarbridge Tracker. I'm just going to play Briarbridge Tracker. I think this is more important. Yeah, Ludwig as just a 2-mana 2/3 is good. Like, that alone makes it good. Looks like, yeah, they have... Okay, Stag Awakener. Makes sense. I am happy attacking into this. Do I want the Timberland guy turn that into a 5/4? Or, no, that... They're going to double block. I kill the Blade Stitch Scab. And I'm happy. If they block the Pestilent Wolf, I get a kill, and both of these are positive kills. So, I'm happy. If they block with a Stag Awakener and a 2/3, I kill both. So they actually want to double block on the Briarbridge Tracker, which means the Pestilent Wolf does its job. I am happy. Doesn't mean I can't play Shadow Beast, but I think that those things were enough of threats that I am happy to have them end that way. Alright. So I can put a counter on this so that the Gale Drifter doesn't kill it on its own. And that makes it very hard for my opponent. Alright. Do I want to draw a card, or do I want tapping at the window? I think I want to draw... Yeah, I want tapping at the window because Briarbridge still has triggers. Alright, well, we missed. But we have another Shadow Beast sighting now. Alright. I mean, I'm winning the race. So... If they kill my Briarbridge, I can Dryad's Revival it, which is awesome. Yeah, if they attack with a static, I will block with Timberland and force them to do their sack triggers. Alright. I mean, this kills 2 creatures. So... Ooh, nice. Did not see that one. Alright. Well, Shall Be Sighting is a lot of pressure. And while Tapping at the Window definitely is underperforming, I think I want to replace the Tapping at the Window with a Bounding Wolf. Honestly. Another reach creature. Yeah. I'm going to so after this game, I'm going to replace Tapping at the Window with Bounding Wolf. Should make my deck better. Yeah, they should attack with Ludwig. They have Ludwig becomes a big creature if they flip it, so that's actually an issue. Gonna play Pestilent Wolf. On Jayad's Revival, bring back my Briarbridge tracker. Alright. They are running out of cards. Ludwig is going to be a powerful effect. Turning it into just a 4/4 Blade Stip Scab is going to be scary. Actually, it's going to be a 6/6 Blade Stip Scab, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, Ludwig has actually become its win condition. Mickey Poo is actually a threat now. Yep. Oh, that was lethal. I did not realize that was lethal. Anyways, Tapping at the Window sucked. Well, I didn't realize that was lethal. That was my foolishness. That was my foolishness. Also, they had a good deck. Like, they had enough removal. They had a good 2-drop. Like, they had a good deck. I slipped up. It's the combination of the two. Alright. We have wolves. There we are. That was sad. That was sad on my part. Okay. Crucify Fiction. Alright, we have Timberland Guides, we have lands, we have a combat trick. I'd rather have, I'd rather have another creature so I can Coven, but this is where we are. We are at 0-2, I believe. We keep getting very bad starts, and I don't like it. Today has been a bad day for my drafts. To be fair, in one of the other games, I have been getting some losses off of bad play. That was me not counting properly. That was definitely a bad play on my part. But even then, that would just give me one more turn and wouldn't deal with the issue at hand. I'm gonna attack first. They might have the 3/1, and then I might have the old ways to combat trick it. They have something. They're holding me up. They get the 3/1. It's extra sad that, like, I had some good white cards, but I just didn't. They were all early game, and I didn't have enough to justify going white. This does not favor my of the old ways, but it's fine. I mean, at this point, I have enough lands for Rise of the Ants, so I'm not even disappointed by the extra forests. I don't like the non-plays, but my opponent's also not playing, so sure, it's fine. Probably going to have my the old ways in to kill whatever 3/4 they play here. They're holding up. Wow, they defenestrate a 2-drop. They just have no early game, I'm assuming. Alright, well, we now have our late game, effectively. We have Shadow Beast into Rise of the Ants, into more Shadow Beast, into more Rise of the Ants. So lands are now good for us. This tells them everything, but I don't care. Block. Alright. Well, I mean, we tempoed out fast enough. If we attack with all and they block an ant, we pump and kill. If... Yep. Alright. So now they have a 4/5 Vigilance Flying Lifelinker. And it makes a bunch of 1/1s. Let's see. If I attack with Timberland Guide as well, they block the Timberland Guide. They block the 4/4. I deal 8 damage, but I don't kill. So... Yep. Well, they had the rare bomb of this format. And we have lands. They're holding up a 3-mana combat trick is the biggest issue. So this Might of the Old Ways might not even work. I mean, again, this reveals it. This reveals my hand very clearly, but I'm happy. Like, I want them to play their cards and try to, like, I need them to run into these issues. Alright, well, we drew a card, and it was... If it was a duel for dominance, we actually were back in a good spot. But it wasn't. And now, Flying Vigilant... Lisa with Vigilance. Oh my god. And we just drew lands. This is not like this, man. Not like this, please. And now they even have a Flesh Taker to protect it. Oh my gosh. They literally had no play until Lisa. I mean, this reveals them out of the old ways, but I have to play into it. They block. Their correct answer is to block with Soul Guide Rift. I still have to do the pump. And if I don't draw the duel for dominance, I'm ruined. Yeah. From now on, they do not block with Lisa, and they win the game unless I draw my duel for dominance. I have 2 plus a clear shot, so I have 3 answers in my deck. Made sure I would. Do I have enough to play this? No. Alright. Well, now we drew 9 lands. And they drew Lisa. I think that just kind of settles the game. We needed to draw one of our 3 outs there, or else that was game. At this point, I don't think the outs save us anymore, because we don't have anything with 4 attack. Defend the Celestis does save us. Alright. Defend the Celestis is our last card that we can play to survive. If we block the Flesh Taker, they just sacrifice turn into a 4/4 and we lose that trade. Well, Lisa is a absolute insane powerhouse bomb. A protected Lisa is even stronger. And they get Scryed Stops, which, you know, tells you that this is going to end well for you. Why did I play that? Now I can't block with Bird properly. It's not like it helps me. How? This is actually really infuriating. I'm just trying to hide it because I just... Oh my gosh. So anyways, this is why you don't play monocolored decks, because you have certain weaknesses. For example, we drafted as much removal as we could, and we still only got 3 removal, not enough for Lisa. Like... We also don't have much answer to Flyer, just this Bird and the Bounding Wolf. Alright. That actually gave me a turn, I think. Because the Soul Guide Griff means they can't swing through my Bird with Flyers. I can't play anything this turn, which means the Shadow Beast Scion gets eaten by Soul Guide Griff. But alternatively, I don't even have enough creatures in my grave. Yep. I'm playing to win, not to survive. Let's play the Shadow Beast Sighting. Let's just reveal how bad this hand was. Yep. 9 lands, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess 8 playables to 9 lands, but like we went down to 16 lands. They had Lisa, they had answers for our combat tricks. It's all of that. They're not even playing the Flyer. And like, yeah, if I kill their creatures, Lisa just brings them back. It's not even good for me. They don't even have creatures in exile themselves. Like, yeah. They literally only attacked with Lisa. Yeah, and then they just get a sacrifice with Flesh Taker. Like, so the reason I did this is so if I draw a Duel for Dominance, I can actually use the Beast to kill Lisa. Watch me mail it. Nope. Good game. I'm just leaving. They have Lisa. They, like... This card's a bomb for a reason. If you don't have an answer for it, you're done. And my deck did not draw the answers for it. Oh my god, that hurts so bad. That hurts so bad. We had a very bad day. 1-3. 1-3. The Rise of the Ants and the Shadow Beast were enough, but it's just like... This doesn't deal much with Flyers. Like, I have... And, like, if I don't draw my Duel for Dominances... Like, I had 3 kill spells. I didn't... If I didn't draw them, I needed to deal with my combat tricks. 3 combat tricks. But then if they have... They blew me out a lot of the times. My reach was very limited. I couldn't really deal with their issues. Even if I put in another Bounding Wolf, there's not really cards I want. Dryad's Revival has just been underperforming like horrible. So that might have been the play there. Get myself another creature. Obviously, the tapping at the window sucked at the beginning because while I have creatures, it's an uneven split. A lot of them are non-creatures. Like, I really did not need that value card. And yeah, in case you're wondering why 1 win sucks so bad, 100 gems and 1 pack. Notice that the next is 250, and then the next is 1,000. Getting that third win is very important because it costs 1,500 gems to enter. So if you don't get those gems, it hurts. It hurts. Ow. Pain. Well, everyone, I hope your drafts go better than mine. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Anyways, don't draft mono green unless you have a really good plan, or unless you're not playing Lisa, I guess. If you don't play against some... I mean, I guess if you're, like, in lower ranks, you don't have to worry too much about it, but... yeah. Didn't work out for me. Well, have a wonderful day. Alright. Last video. Just one last little thing. Alright. It's really quick. Hey everyone, this is just a quick little video. I want to just show some people, like I know I need to open up some packs, and I also got the vault ready. So I want to show people what's in the vaults, and I also want to open packs for people who like seeing pack openings. So in the vault, you get a bunch of uncommon wildcards, some rares, and a mythic wildcard. It's not much, but it's valuable when you're building decks to have those wildcards ready. And I'm planning to build decks, so I am going to be popping open all these packs that I've been saving up. So if you like seeing that, that's cool. So this is my first Prostatic Hellion. Most of the commons you don't really worry about. And I really like I got Malakir Rebirth. Fiends that enter the battlefield, the cards that are lands that enter the battlefield tapped are great in Zendikar. So seeing those are great. Aura would be great if I didn't have a full playset. Maybe I only have 3. Maybe that's why Aura came in. But I'm pretty sure I've been playing Aura all the time. Yeah, I think I only have 3. Alright. Well, that's a full playset of Aura. That's good. Roost Drake's nice for kicker. And always getting the wild cards are fantastic, because it's just a better card no matter what. This is of Shadow Bows. So usually Planeswalkers are fantastic, but some Planeswalkers are more fantastic than others. In Limited, this would be absolutely amazing. In Constructed, however, it's a 4-mana Reanimator when you play a land on the same turn, which means you have to play a tap land or something like that. Otherwise, the 3/3 elementals can be a threat, but it's competing with Binding of the Old Gods, which is just a really good card. Now we have Diregraph Rebirth if you want a black-green Reanimator trigger. So just Nissa is just kind of run out by not being what it needs to be in too many different directions. Not a bad card, but not a good enough card. Alright, so we get some good wild cards. And a Faceless Haven. Faceless Haven sees play everywhere. Every Faceless Haven is a good card. I have a little untapped.gg feed. It literally says, discover 164 plus decks using this card. Faceless Haven is everywhere. If you can afford to have a colorless land in your deck, and the lands are snow... Like, if you can afford to have snow lands in your deck, you can afford to have 4 Faceless Havens in your deck. Like, they made land strong and then added Field of Ruin. I think it's a very interesting way of doing it. I think it's a cool way of doing it. And it's cool to see the consequences. Awesome. Mythic Dragon, again, this doesn't see play in many decks, but it has a lot of Fiends that are good for it. So it's a 5-mana 2/5 flying double strike. So right there, this card can kill Goldspan dragons and dragons of that nature. So that's pretty cool. One of the things is you can make it so that if they have no board, you can put a +1/+1 counter on each creature they control, which is nothing, and then you draw a card and lose a life. I think this card could see play eventually as some sort of counter to the control decks. It also allows you to make Inkling creature tokens and things of that nature. It has a lot of versatility. None of it is outstanding perfect, but a lot of it is really good. And I think the card is worthwhile. You get a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and give them an Inkling. And like that, this card doesn't die to burn down the house. A 3/6 flying double strike is an amazing body. And then from there, you could also just use this to be a single-handed threat of you just make a bunch of Inklings, and this card single-handedly needs an answer from a board clear. I think this card is way better than it needs to be, and yet it's not seeing play because Well, basically because Arlen's Epiphany is around, and it doesn't really interact with that very well. Could give them card draw. The +1/+1 counters you don't want to give to birds. The 2/1 black Inklings just kind of emphasizes the issue. That sort of stuff. So, that's the problem with Shadrix, but I think it's a really good card if you could find a deck for it. If you could find a deck for it, Shadrix I think is a really good card. Alright. Nothing really exceptional. Wild Shape apparently is a deck that's been coming around, like a green-white Magecraft deck that does well with that, so that's cool. And now with the Midnight Hunt. So we have an open ×10 button. So you can hit that, and it will open through 10 of the packs all at once. Show you, alright, so we got a Mythic Rare, we got a Wild card, we got Burn Down the House. Been hoping for some Burn Down the House. Lear is amazing, see it in a lot of decks. This was in several of the constructed decks. Slogurk I've had some fun with. I might want to see some constructed with it. Sunstreak Phoenix, I have some interesting ideas with Sunstreak Phoenix. No idea how they're going to pan out, but the Celestis is a very powerful card. Using this as your top end and just having like a low end deck that keeps switching between day and night, uses Sunstreak Phoenix as its win condition, I think could be good. Adeline should be a good card. You just need the mono white decks, and the mono white decks don't have space apparently. Grafted Identity, I love the idea. It's hard to play in constructed. Remember, this isn't for limited. This is for constructed. All right, so Guardian Savior, good card, just not like there's no deck for it. Really, is the main issue. All right, continuing on. Suspicious Stowaway, pretty hopeful of that. More Wire Wild cards, always great. Consuming Blob. So if you can get a deck that plays this, and this is another card that it's a big creature that single-handedly enforces a board clear from your opponent. And that's really good. Ludwig, you play it because it's a 2-mana 2/3 that also helps with any mill synergy you might have. That's really the point of Ludwig. You don't really play it. Its ability to exile creatures and turn it into a big Olog is just used to make sure you have, if you need a 4/4 later on, a big body later on, it's good. Angel Fire Ignition. So the problem with it is you put on a creature, they kill that creature in response, sucks to be you. But if you can find a situation where that doesn't occur, this is, the 2+1/+1 counters are permanent. The Indestructible and the Lifelink, the Indestructible, Vigilance, and Lifelink gives it all the power it needs. It gives haste as well, so you can just play a creature, Angel Fire Ignition it, so you wait for that opportunity, and then you slam in. I think Angel Fire Ignition, if you can find a slot for it, it's amazing. The problem is finding a slot for it. What deck can you put an Angel Fire Ignition in? And if there is, I think you can only fit 2. So that's the issues with Angel Fire Ignition. Alright. Well, we have 2 pairs of Gisas. Old Stick Fingers? Yeah, 2 pairs of Stick Fingers and Gisas. That's kind of rare. We also got a Brutal Cathar. So Brutal Cathar has been seen play in some decks. It's alongside Skyclave Apparition. Skyclave exiles their permanents, and then when you lose the Skyclave Apparition, they get little tokens. Then the Brutal Cathar exiles the tokens, and the tokens don't come back. So it's kind of like a combination 1-2 punch. Also, the fact that it's a human means it actually synergizes with some human tribal decks, in a way that the Core Spirit does not. So Brutal Cathar has been seeing some play. It's not a bad card at all. Vanquish the Horde, I like. Whether or not it's constructed playable is basically, do you need more than 4 Doom Scars? That's really the main reason you'd see Vanquish the Horde. Also, Malevolent Hermit's good. Yeah, this is more of a sideboard effect, where you use it to counter their non-creature spells, and then you just have this creature kind of around, prevents their counter spells later on. This is like, if you're facing another blue deck, Malevolent Hermit is a good card to put in right beside it. Gisa, unfortunately, they've been printing a lot of these sort of cards that reanimate your opponent's creatures. And if this card is good, it's because it's the free version. But the problem with all these cards is you basically, the way you destroy other creatures is you wipe the board, and then you're also killing Gisa in the process. So, doesn't really end up panning out well. I hope for this card. This card would be pretty cool. But it's just it's too balanced is kind of the issue. Champion of the Parish, there's been hope for it, but I think it's more of a modern hope, not a constructed hope. And Natural Growth's fun, but you only need so much play. As you can see, it's not my first. I've had it before. The 2 Stick Figures, though. I have some decks in mind with the 2 Stick Figures. Glad to have 2 of them. 2 more. Alright. Continuing on, we get a rare wild card. Always happy to see that. Ominous Roost, I think that's a full play set. We're happy with those. And finally, we open up a Rockfall Veil. Alright. So lands are always important in Constructed. So lands, basically all these slow lands, if you're playing a deck that doesn't really need plays on the early game, like these cards are just the double lands, except better. Like, you can't really, it doesn't work with snow, it doesn't work with early game cards, but every other deck, mid-range control, those sort of things, they love these sort of cards. The problem with Rockfall Veil is that Gruul usually likes being very aggressive and on the ground, and so you have to, it competes with stuff like the Lair of the, Den of the Bugbear and the Cave of the Hydra sort of stuff, which are the reverse of this. And usually this two-color combination wants to be low to the ground. So unfortunately, Rockfall Veil is probably the weakest of these, but oh well. It's still one of the lands. They end up being valuable the later the metagame goes. Every time you play a green-red deck that wants these the slower sort of lands, you're happy to have 4F. So you're happy to have it. Alright, well, that's my cards. For everyone, I know not everyone likes these sort of videos, but for those who do like it, those who enjoy just watching me talk about this, just opening packs, I hope you enjoyed it.